He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I got donuts.
That's your good morning. Well, I'm really pissed about the A's. You thought I didn't like it before. Breaking up with them. They cost me, well, we'll get to that in a second. They cost me donuts.
I got donuts.
Good morning. Welcome in. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, Christopher Lott on the award-winning, #1 rated sports show in the city. Oh, wow. It's fun to say. No offense to anyone else. It's more of a compliment to you guys. Don't worry, it's summer. That'll change. 1-800-920-1140, 916-339-1140. That last one, that is your text line. Good morning, everybody on the YouTubes. You can go to YouTube, search, select, and save. Nope. Subscribe. Get in the chat. Stay out of the chat. Say hello. Blah, 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 blah. So we had a bet yesterday. And you and Chris were amongst other Sacktown Sports employees that were at the A's game. Right? You guys went to the A's game?
Yeah, of course we did.
Okay.
We're gonna. Okay, hang on. Never mind. Can't say it yet.
Okay.
There's a really big surprise from the game. I mean, yeah. I think. I'm too far in. I gotta say it.
Please.
I think Chris has the video of. I'm terrible, Chris. Sorry.
We were on Kiss Cam.
No, that was too good.
That would have been the greatest thing ever.
They picked him. He was Ricky in the race.
Okay.
I have the video. He's going to be able to show it.
Talk to me like I'm 4 years old.
They do the Legends race. Ricky, Eck, and Raleigh. They picked Chris. He was Ricky, and I won't even say any more than that.
Are you pranking me?
When did we have it, Chris? 7:28.
Yes.
What?
Sorry, I cannot keep a
How
poker
did
face.
you? How did I not hear about this last night? We have a show text thread. We send gifs and memes and comments.
It was too good.
Oh my God, my day just got so much better.
Oh, you wait.
Oh, I'm so excited. I have to wait an hour and a half.
Sorry, I didn't. I'm the worst.
Oh.
I can't keep a secret very well.
How could
but
you?
I kept part of it.
You kept it. You kept it for like 10 hours. I couldn't have kept that. I could not have kept that for 5 minutes.
It's smelly.
Oh,
Was it? He didn't tell me that part.
oh.
I could have got out of it too when Chris said kiss cam. I could have just been like, oh.
I have so many questions. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Discipline. 7:28. Paint the fence. Wax on, wax off. Discipline. I don't want to talk about anything else now. Okay. 7:28. The greatest moment, perhaps, of my life is going to be watching this. I
Don't get your hopes up.
I don't care. No, you in a thing running.
You've never seen Ricky quite like this.
There's nothing about this video that could disappoint me in any way. No matter which way it went. I'm very
No matter what.
No matter, it does not.
Okay, good.
Does not matter. Well, we had a bet yesterday.
Oh, yes.
Had the A's won, which I predicted,
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to put something behind the prediction, Chris Verla would have had to have brought in donuts. Had the A's gone extra innings, didn't matter who wins or loses, you bring in donuts. And at one point, the game was tied.
Yeah, it was going to be a long night.
And if the A's lose, which shockingly they did,
Barely.
I bring in donuts. Well, spoiler alert, they lost.
Where are the...
They're there.
Oh.
Chris will not let me take him out of the room. I asked. He said Jason can come in here if he wants them.
Mm.
Well, I'm sorry. The quote was Jason can bring his fat ass in here if he wants a donut.
Direct quote.
I thought was a little overboard.
I cheered for him and everything last night.
You have a great ass, Jason, by the way. Hey,
Isolate that.
that's what I'm saying. So something happened this morning. I go to the donut place. Now, I used to go to this donut place often enough when we worked on Madison because it's by my house, but it's more on the. I have to go an incy, not a lot, but like a couple blocks out of the way of my route here, as opposed to it was directly on the way for Madison, right? So problem. I go in there. It's actually I haven't been in this donut place. Well, how long have we been over here from Madison?
Oh, gosh. About 6 years.
Okay,
5, 6
so
years.
2018.
Huh?
2018.
So
7 years? Okay, so I haven't been in there in 7 years. 7 years. Because if I'm getting, I've gotten donuts for the family before. I just go to Winco and get them for like $5, right? You can get a dozen for like $6, $5, something like that. But I didn't want to do that to you guys. Plus, I didn't want to go through all the crap of Winco. So go to this place, right? So they have these levels of donuts, right? There's like starter donuts, like the low, the just the basic donuts. They have the medium donuts, which is what I got. They have it's not large donuts. It's like the extra donut. That's the one with like everything's cream filled or, the apple fritter or whatever, right? And then they have the like special donuts, like the ones with the cereal on them or the, the gourmet donuts.
Yeah, gimmick.
Right? $20 for a dozen donuts. Is that normal?
$20
for a dozen?
I mean, like Marie's, when I get them, they're around like 13, 14. If I get like one of those cream filled, it's about 15.
Okay, I weirdly feel almost a little better about it then, because I was like, is that it? It's not
that's
like
a lot more.
That's what I'm saying, dude. The next level up was 28.
That's crazy.
The ones with the cereal on them, dozen donuts, like the gourmet donuts, $45. I'll take a picture next time, dude. I'm looking and
in
like
7 years.
I know, right? And I'm like, okay, Dave, are you has it been this long? Are you that out of touch? Is inflation that like? But then I was like, hold on a second.
That's $4 per donut.
That's
Come on.
what I'm
What
saying.
are you doing?
And it's like, no, because you go to Winco and you get a dozen for like $6. Now, granted, they're not, these are nice donuts. They're good donuts. They're not,
$4 donuts.
right. They're not like, oh my God, the donut. No, they're fresh made. They do a great job over there. And I'm obviously not going to say where they are because they're a family business. I don't want to blow them up. I assume they're a family business. But like, what the heck, man? It's donuts. It's
Were you the
fried.
only one in there?
I was weirdly. Now,
It's also early.
it was like 5 a.m. or whatever, whatever. But I was very surprised, and I obviously didn't say
It's an
anything.
expensive bet.
Apparently, I thought I was like, oh, I'll bring in some donuts. Hey, $10, 12.
Yeah, a bucket donut doesn't sound too
Not at
bad.
all.
$12.
$20. I honestly, is this even America anymore? I mean, what are we doing here? Now, look, I mean, honest to God, like, there it's a local, small, that's fine. But woof. I mean, at that point, it's just like, just get out of Dodge, man. Go find something else.
What are you doing in Dodge?
Yeah, what is that? Is that like get out of Dodge, like Dodge City?
Yeah, wasn't that like a Western town?
I think so. Anyway, so hey, thanks, A's. Thanks a lot. Super glad you're here. Now I want them to leave. Now I want them to go somewhere. We're gonna
take your donuts with you.
Seriously, by the way, we'll talk at 7:28 about that. No, well, just, never mind. Yeah. I have a bunch of stuff in there that I said we're going to talk about, but yeah, we're going to talk about the video, and that's going to be ready to go for everybody to see. I'm so excited for that. Did you take the video?
Mm-hmm. That's why I was wondering if the quality was okay, but Chris, he has it, so we'll see.
Well, I'm less worried about the quality, more about like since you have your dumb Android. That's
what I mean.
Yeah, is there some Android-y thing that like
that I don't know. I gave it to Chris, and from here, I don't know what he does back there.
You don't want to know. I see it all the time, dude.
It would have been a better surprise. My bad.
No. You did it perfectly. That from both a show and listener perspective and a Dave perspective, you did it perfectly because I'm super excited about it. That is the all-time tease of teases. And so, I mean, that covers that's a veteran move right there, Jason Ross. And then we'll talk about this at 7:43. Well, yeah, whatever. But I'll end the morning this way. I've been in this business a long time. You've been in this business a long time. We've seen and experienced a lot of things, right? I had something happen to me yesterday in this business that has never happened before, and I'm all but certain will never happen again. So obviously Tom Thibodeau was fired yesterday. I happened to be at a lunch at the time. There's a TV right where in the booth where we were at. I look over and I see the breaking news banner pops up while I'm looking over. Tom Thibodeau fired by the Knicks. I had a couple lunch companions. I say to the one across from me, I go, "Oh my God, look at this." And he looks over, sees the banner, and turns to me and goes, "Man, that's crazy considering I hired him." That was so weird. That because yesterday was, obviously it's lunch with Scott Perry and Taro. And to be there in that moment where the guy fired was the one that Perry hired in the first place. And look, I'm not trying to be that guy, even though I know I hate when people do this. So I could not share that, but also like, I'm not going to relay everything he said about it. It was completely off record and whatever, and I wouldn't do that. But what an experience to get the whole breakdown from that mentality and that side of the conversation in real time as it was happening. Also, we both had our phones out on the table. And he had his on ring, not loud, not obnoxious, but it was on ring. And he immediately turns to his phone and puts it on vibrate and eventually puts it down on the seat because it was basically a permanent vibrate. Like I saw in real time it splash. And then about 45 seconds later, it must have rang almost constantly for about 5-6 minutes before he finally just, put it down, which seeing all that happen was just weird. Now, later today, obviously, here's what didn't happen. I know we got a break. I'm not going to tell you about who we're going to trade for because I don't know. I'm not going to tell you about who we're going to draft because I don't know. We didn't have that. It was a get to know you conversation. It's just a, hey, how you doing? Here's what I'm about. Blah, 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 blah. So there's nothing juicy there, but I do have some thoughts on spending time with him and just general philosophies. You know what I'm saying? So we'll get to that a little bit later as well. We also have Louis C.K. tickets to give away to join me. I like saying that at Thunder Valley next Friday. In the meantime, the A's suck. The Giants are sort of sucking. And of course, Tom Thibodeau fired. We'll take some time to look at the NBA Finals starting tomorrow as well. It is a June 4th edition of the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross and Christopher Law. We're back after this.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-837-5050. That's 800-837-5050. 800-837-5050.
Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Payoff pitch. Butler takes. He's called out on strikes, and the game is over. Minnesota wins game 2. They improve to 33-27. Now 6 games above 500. The A's fall to 23-39.
I mean, I don't even know. It's hard to come up with new things to say every day.
Yeah.
Hey, they're in a free fall. Should they look at firing Mark Kotze? What can they do? Make a trade. Now at this point, it's just, I was going to say it's a joke. It's actually just sad, kind of. It's really sad.
Yeah, there was a play in the game that it's not any reason why they lost, but you go, when you're losing like this, there was a ground ball towards first. Soderstrom's not a bad player over there, and he's like going to be, he's got to hustle to get it, but he's probably going to make the play either himself or one of those where you flip to the pitcher.
Yeah,
and he's kind of in that hurry mode, and then like slips, ball scoops up in the air, nobody can get it in time, and you just go, of course that happened.
Of course it happened.
Yeah. And you just go, everything that could possibly happen to them right now is happening to them.
Well, I want to talk to you guys about being there, the atmosphere, the feel. Because at this point, I just wonder, I mean, I'm not saying do the fans care in the sense of ripping fans. It's quite the opposite. Is it like a normal game around the league where the home team does the things and everyone's like, oh, or are people just more there like it's a garage sale and they're just looking at they're there for the experience and seeing baseball and there's not really this like massive yay or nay when it comes to winning or losing?
It kind of feels like they want to be there for the experience. I mean, there's portions of everything there. There's A's fans. There's always opposing teams fans. I wouldn't say the Twins were. I mean, it wasn't the Yankees or the Padres or the Cubs,
it's the Twins.
Yeah. So there's a few, but I don't know. It's kind of, there's a slice of, there's the diehards. There's other people like, hey, I'm just here at a baseball game.
Let me ask you this. You've been to a lot of baseball games in many different places. If take away the fact that it's in Sacramento, take away the fact, like, let's pretend you went there and like for some, take away the fact that it's a minor league stadium. Well, my point is this. If it was just simply the play on the field and the atmosphere, would you be able to tell something was different going to that game as opposed to other? And I'm not talking about low attendance either. I'm just saying, is the atmosphere different to you than a Major League Baseball game you've seen elsewhere?
Not really. I mean, because the size of the park would make that, like if you're at a 40,000 seat place that has 40,000 people, but we've done this before earlier this year too. You might look at like the Cardinals or this proud organization, and sometimes you look up, they go, "Oh my gosh,
yeah, it's empty."
There's less people than there are at the A's game.
That's right.
But they probably sold more tickets and all that stuff. So
see the Marlins game the other day, by the way.
Yeah,
they said they estimate, like obviously they announced one thing. They said they estimated 137 people were at the game.
I think that was a joke.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Which was a joke, obviously, but It could. By the way,
I don't think it was much higher than that.
It wasn't much. Yeah, exactly.
Like I would say maybe like 400 or 500.
Yeah, like the A's, I'm sure are either the bottom or second to worst.
I think they're second worst.
Yeah, but like by percent, like I'm not trying to claim it's full, but you still look around. You go, it's okay.
Yes.
I like while you're in it. I think TV makes it look a little worse, but when you're in it, you're like, yeah, it looks okay here tonight. Like Home Run Hill is always packed and in certain spots, but it's like right behind each dugout. I think those are player tickets, and those seem to be really empty.
Yeah, that I was told that those were via a guest, player guest, or guest of the team, but also like they're having issues because a lot of premium seat owners, if they're not selling them, they just don't go.
Yeah,
and then
I think that's what's been happening. I think for sure.
I know we're spending a lot of time on this, but we're only all of a sudden 728 is going to be filled with a lot of other things. I was flipping back and forth between the Giants and A's, and there was definitely now I'm going to test you guys out. You were at the game. Did you notice when it came to an A's player that played yesterday that there was quite the anomaly that happened statistically? Is that ringing a bell at all? It's okay if it isn't. You're at the game. I wouldn't expect you to. So Jacob Lopez came in after after the starter, the opener, if you will. Okay. So Jacob Lopez, and I had to check this. Jacob Lopez on the season has pitched 20 innings. He has a 7.20 ERA. He's 0-4, right?
Yeah. He was doing well.
20 innings. He's given up 10 walks, 25 hits, 16 earned, 26 strikeouts. He had 9 of those strikeouts in 4 1/3 last night. He had 9. I like to look at the box score while I'm watching, so I'm looking who got hit this whatever, and then I get to him, and I want to say it was like 3 1/3 or maybe 3 2/3.
Yeah, he's striking everybody.
He had 9 Ks. And I was like, I need to learn more. Wow, I really need this. This guy's got an arm. Why is his ERA? And then I go into his stats and I go, wait a minute. He's got like half his strikeouts for the year tonight in like 4 innings. I don't know why. I don't know. It was really weird to me that popped out. I was like, hello. I was like, is it a Twins thing? Does he just have crazy stuff tonight? I mean, his line, ends up being 5 earned and 4 1/3. Not great, but 9 strikeouts. What I think he got those in 3 1/3 is pretty amazing. Either way, it didn't work out. That's lame. Cut number 2, please.
Cut number 2.
The ball did not get it done. We'll see if Jeremiah can. Lee swings at the first pitch. Bogarts has got it. And this game is over. For the second straight night in San Francisco, the Padres a 10-inning win.
So I mentioned I was watching both games. And at one point, Tyler Rogers came in and gave up 2 hits. He did not give up an earned run. Matt Chapman had an insane play at third that was just absolutely, as Mike Krukow and Dwayne Kuiper said, looked so much easier than it was. It was an insane play, top spin grounder that exploded on the hop, and Schmidt with a great pick at first. I swear to God, so Tyler Rogers has an ERA of 1.65, right? I swear to God, over the years, me watching Tyler Rogers, his ERA is like 17. Every time I see him, he gets blown up.
Yeah. And Duvall had been so good. And then
Camilo Duvall comes in, and the bullpen is
first run in like 2 months for him or something like that.
Yeah, he blew it. Gives up 2 earned and blew the save, his 3rd of the year. You're right. He has been absolutely on fire, just unhittable. As a matter of fact, the last time Camilo Duvall gave up an earned run was is that right?
I think it was 2 months. It was like early April
7th.
Yeah.
And here we are with the Giants. I mean, they got shut out in the first game of the series. They score 2, and I'm watching it and I'm going, this baby's a wrap.
Yeah.
They got 2 runs. Let's go. And then the top of the 9th happened.
Yeah, I saw someone post something, and I'm going to have the numbers wrong, but it's something like in their last X amount of games, their pitching ERA is like 1 point something, and they're 8-8. And you just go, come on.
All right. They have to, at this point, Posey's my guy. I don't want him to do anything that is rushed or desperate or.
Let him hit.
Seriously. He could probably do as good or better out there right now. You gotta add a Batman. You can't
Batman.
You have to add a Batman. You can't let the season slide away. That pitching is too damn good. You got to go out and get a bat, spend some money, find I don't know, whatever. Figure it out. We'll take a break. When we come back, Tom Thibodeau is on the beach, man. Not good enough in New York. And we'll have some questions and some answers for you next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
With Progressive, renters can save on protection for the things that make your place yours, even things that don't make sense to everyone.
People always wonder why I don't get rid of my guitar since I never play. But it's like, what if I actually end up taking lessons? Sure, I've had it for 8 years, but if I get rid of it, then what will my New Year's resolution be next January?
Exactly. So bundle your renters and auto and save with Progressive and protect the things that make sense to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms and conditions.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I was taking my side hustle full time.
Bold move, my friend.
And I needed to find everything in one stop.
Like finding Bigfoot riding a unicorn.
Yes, so I hit the Staples Easy button. Staples had everything for a new office and print services for signs and brochures. Plus, Cindy, the Staples associate, helped me find the best tech for me.
Wait, no drama?
No, Staples made it easy.
For the products, services, and experts your business needs. Staples.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app.
At Valley Strong Credit Union, we know that local businesses are the backbone of the Central Valley, investing in our neighborhoods, boosting the economy, making the Valley stronger. But when it comes to their finances, where can they turn? A big bank that just sees another number? That's not good enough. Valley businesses deserve Valley support for payroll, credit, cash flow, and everything in between. Valley Business is Valley Strong. Learn how our cash management services can support your business at valleystrong.com.
Come check out Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with the special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Abriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo with Michelob Ultra. Tickets are available now at CITPFest.com.
Summer's almost here, and so are popsicles, pool days, and a lot of smiling. Make sure your kiddo's smile is ready with a visit to Kids Care Dental and Orthodontics. Our expert team makes dental visits easy and fun with sensory-friendly hours for kids who need a calmer environment. We can also accommodate same-day treatments, and to save you time, if your child needs multiple treatments, we can often do them all at once. Appointments fill up fast, so don't wait. Beat the summer rush and schedule online at kidscaredental.com. That's kidscaredental.com, where healthy, happy smiles begin.
A Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sacktown Sports.
It really does. We've never really solved the issue of the fact that, like, for me, it's too early to eat before the show, so I don't eat. And, you know, they say that intermittent fasting is good for you, so that's how I tell myself it's a good thing. And then by the time I get home, I'm just ravished. Like, ravished?
Ravenous.
Ravenous, thank you. But we've never had a good solution for eating at the
biscuits and gravy.
Wait, didn't we do that? Or do we? Yeah, we did that. Okay.
You did that. You made them.
Sometimes, though, I have trouble remembering what we actually did or what I just talked about.
And what you dreamt about.
Right.
You have trouble with those things?
Shockingly, right?
Okay.
So my point is this: we have donuts today, and I'm mad at the A's because I had to go to the donuts. But also, maybe I should be a little bit. I'm glad we have donuts today.
Yeah.
Maybe I should be a little thankful for the A's losing.
Right.
Be nice.
You brought them in. Do you remember that?
That's in the past, Jason.
Yes.
Ever forward. Which is what the Knicks are going to be doing, as they were very close to the NBA Finals. And Tom Thibodeau was given his walking papers. You think he actually got some papers, some walking papers? Probably. There's paperwork. He's got to go to HR. I wonder if it's like here. And I only know that because I got fired the one time where I actually got a check while I was at the end of me getting fired.
Quick processing.
You could tell they'd put thought into it.
Do you think they have that ready every day? They're like, today's the day.
Every day, and today is the one day. Today it's going to happen. So I get this envelope. It was like a parting envelope with it actually was kind of nice of them when they fired me because it was all your offboarding paperwork is in there and all that. And
Did they go too far, though, when you were leaving? I will remember you.
No, it pissed me off because that would actually be emotional. It was nah. I'm like, hey, that's their sound. Hey, that's too, someone's in the back doing this. But they also had it was this isn't how it was, but there was one sheet in there I'll never forget. I look at it. It was something at the top. It's now that you're unemployed, and then under it was
here's the to-do checklist.
Right. Here's where you can apply for unemployment. Here's some websites for careerbuilder.com. They had a little hey, we hope it works out for you.
And what does Thibs read like? Broadcasting.
Thibs has
another coaching.
Yeah, exactly.
College.
Hairstylist. Yeah, Cancun. And then he opens up his envelope. It's oh, here's a check for $30 million. That was his buyout. I think, honestly, that was something that shocked the whole NBA world. You saw it online, a lot of New York media. Hell, the daughter of Leon Rose, an executive with the Knicks, and the guy reportedly that either did the firing himself or was very instrumental in it, his daughter posted a picture on Instagram of she and Tom Thibodeau hugging, a very nice picture, a very loving picture of I love you, all that stuff. This sent shockwave. Nobody expected a guy that has turned this team around, that has built them to this level, that got them that close to the NBA Finals. Nobody, of all the coaches out there, he's near the bottom of the list of coaches that anyone expected to be fired. In fact, I don't think, if I had to guess, Jason Ross, I would venture a guess whether it was in New York. I'm so building this up. Whether it was in New York or anywhere you want to call it, I'll bet you nobody, nowhere, no sports radio. Nobody thought this was going to happen.
Nobody.
Okay. All right. Anyways, we'll get back to that segment in a second. Meanwhile, apropos of absolutely nothing, I want to share this clip from yesterday's program, if that's okay.
Sure.
Okay. I just want to share this randomly, and then we'll get back to Tom Thibodeau, okay? This is a clip from yesterday's show between you and myself and Chris. He stumbled around it.
Okay.
You got to let Thibs go.
Why?
Because I think this is a Doug Collins team. I think they fit the Doug Collins narrative. I really do. I think Thibs is a great coach to get you there. I don't know that Thibs is the coach that's going to get you over the top. Oklahoma City is a anomaly in a sense that they're so deep. But you generally have, even the Boston Celtics have depth. They have depth, not OKC depth, but depth. I think Thibs would be a great coach for the Kings right now. I mean, no offense to Doug Christie. I'm saying if Doug didn't exist, Thibs is a great coach for that team.
But who's the over-the-top coach then for the Knicks?
That's the great question.
Phil Jackson.
Phil Jackson's a great coach for that. You know who I think would actually be really interesting in New York? Be Michael Malone. Okay. So listen, first off, let's just pause for a second and recognize just honest basketball genius at work right there. Like, that's just basketball. To predict that, I think I was the only guy in the country to predict that. And remember yesterday, Chris, we were talking about how too many times in sports media, like, people will make these predictions, and if they don't work out, they just don't say anything. And if they do, like, they just throw it out there and call themselves the best things in sliced bread, and how sick I am of that. I mean, that was literally from yesterday as well.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
Chris was quick to point that out to you.
It's the first thing he said. I texted our group thread. I was like, I look at me. And Chris was like, remember when you said? I can't even have.
I laughed. I LOL.
You did LOL, which. Anyway, so by the way, let's just, first off, as I often say.
But that would happen to you. You would put that whole thing of just like, I'm so sick and tired of these people doing this. And then immediately it comes true.
Immediately, something I predict goes dead right. And I'm like, come on. All right, so after we're done giving me my flowers, are we done? Okay. After we're done giving me my flowers for being amazing. And also, by the way, just remind Yeah.
Flowers.
Just remember, if you want to know what's going to happen in the world, listen to this program. Obviously, we have our ear.
What year will the Kings win the finals championship?
I don't know, but it'll be the year after I die. I can promise you that.
He was right.
Looking at now, of course, the odds makers get right in there, and they say, "Okay, well, Thibs is gone." Looking at the odds on it, the odds to replace Tom Thibodeau, Knicks assistant Johnny Bryant, is the favorite by a pretty decent margin. And it sounds like Phoenix is after him as well. Kenny Atkinson is the second favorite, and he has a job.
Yeah.
It's from Bovada, by the way. It's not from like Fred Smith.
Vada.
Yeah, exactly. James Borrego, Mike Budenholzer, Patrick Ewing, Sam Cassell. Guarantee you that. Sam Cassell's never getting a job, ever. He's been an assistant for 70 years, and apparently he must have the worst interviews ever. Florida State, Sam Cassell. Frank Vogel, Chris Quinn, Jay Wright, Mark Jackson, which I actually think would kind of be interesting, Mike D'Antoni, Becky Hammond, plus 2,500, Jeff Van Gundy with the same odds, also Jerry Stackhouse with the same odds as Becky Hammond, Adrian Griffin, Micah Norrie, ex-Sacramento Kings assistant, and at plus 6,000, Stephen A. Smith.
I would not make that bet.
I probably wouldn't either. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I am shocked Michael Malone's not on. When you consider everybody on that list.
I've seen a lot of other people list Michael Malone.
That's what I'm saying. How the hell is Michael Malone not on that list?
Did you say Taylor Jenkins?
Taylor Jenkins is not on that list. So there you go. That's a stupid list. I don't know that Michael Malone is for sure going to get it, but I'll stick with what I said yesterday. I think that's incredible. You've got a coach that won a championship a couple years ago. Michael Malone's a New York guy. His dad, you don't know, his dad, Brendan Malone, also a New York guy, Detroit guy as well with the Pistons, longtime assistant coach and mastermind of a lot of things. Like Michael is from a coaching tree in his own family. I think that would be this is a guy that can handle the New York media, that understands New York, that has a championship pedigree. I don't know if he's the right guy for that roster necessarily, but I think they're going to take a good hard look at him. Also, I imagine they probably have somebody in mind.
Yeah.
Before they fired Thibodeau. Now, we'll talk about this a bit later. So what's next for Tom Thibodeau? And did he really? It's the ballad of Tom Thibodeau. What an amazing coach. Also, part of how amazing he is also why he can't. I don't want to say he can't hold on to a job because he's been there for a few years, but part of what makes him so good, I think, is also what ends up killing him in the end.
Right.
So we'll talk about that. And by the way, there is a Kings connection. And be an interesting conversation there. We'll get to that as well. We'll take a break right now. When we come back, safe or out? Hey, the Rockies. Jason, we have a question for you. And the Giants are losers. We'll get to that right after this.
The Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, Athletics, and Republic FC with the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit sacktownsports.com to join.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here for American Energy, and oh my goodness, I'm born and raised here. I know it gets hot, but my goodness, we're already seeing 100-degree days. Listen to me. You do not want your system to conk out in the middle of June or July or August with one of those big 100-degree stretches. You want to make sure you're good all summer long. And my friends at American Energy Heating and Air can do that with a $24.50 tune-up right now. That's half price. And if you need a new system, $3,500 off, up to $3,500 off in rebates for qualified systems. They've been around since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Call them right now, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990.
Is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your team and focus on your future. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it. Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers, plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us, plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Safe or out? It's time to go around baseball. 3 pitches, 3 swings. It's safe or out on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
We have much more on the coaching situation in New York and really coaching overall in the NBA, how quickly things change on a year-to-year, season-to-season, in-season basis. So much more on Thibs and the future of coaching. Thibs! The fabulous Mr. Thibs.
The fabulous Mr. Thibs.
Just the Thibs.
Welcome back. Safer out.
Baby back Thibs. I called Thibs.
I'm blanking. So far we have just the Thibs, baby back Thibs. What'd you just say?
I called Thibs.
I called Thibs. Oh, that's the Thibs of the iceberg for the segment. Thibs of the Mozgov. Okay. Safer out. Really?
Yeah.
Question 1.
Okay.
The Rockies won a series for the first time since last season, ending a record streak of 22 straight series losses. Will that record be broken?
I mean, look, it's baseball. I feel like every record, I feel like Barry Bonds' record will be broken someday. Like every record's going to get broken, but okay. I don't think Joe DiMaggio's streak will ever get broken, the 56. I don't think anyone will ever throw 2 no-hitters in a row.
Right.
No one's Vandermeer and DiMaggio. But that's a huge record. Like that, think about that for a second. 22 straight series. Some are 3, some are 4. Maybe there was a 2-gamer in there. 22. It's almost weirder that it spans over 2 seasons, too, because you think, okay, well, they weren't great last year. Maybe they got better. People developed. 22 times straight. They lost more games in a series than they won. I don't think so, dude. I do not
Baseball's
think so.
too weird. People, I mean, terrible teams beat good teams. So I would say, yeah, this is safe. This one's not being broken at all.
Yeah, I don't think so. No tax on Thibs. Somebody said that on the chat. That's pretty nice. Number 2, please.
Jason, you were there. What is it with the A's right now?
Everything. Like, you brought up Lopez. Pitching came in after the opener and was pitching great and gave up a couple home runs. At times, the hitting was good, but then when they need big hits, they didn't deliver. Bullpen, I don't know this stat. If I do some digging, I'll figure it out. But I feel like in the 7th inning, the A's have been outscored 8,000-0. Very unofficially.
4-0 yesterday, so you might be right.
They blow up in the 7th and 8th all the time. At 7th, it just seems like, I don't know, everything, fielding errors, little miscues, untimely double plays they hit into, can't plate runs when they need them the most, and probably the biggest thing, though, is pitching. That's it. Yeah.
It's bad, dude.
Yep. And then it's, I don't know, I mean, you watch them and go, all right, hey, they got the lead. You know, is this today going to be different? And then, like, before long, they're down. You're like,
It's Groundhog Day.
Here we go again.
And, like, what are they doing? They're not doing anything. They're just like, all right, well, we'll go out and get them tomorrow. Yeah. Eventually, we're going to win. And eventually, they will win.
Yeah.
Eventually, they're going to win 2 in a row. In fact, I predict at some point between now and the end of the season, they'll have a minimum 4-game winning streak.
Okay.
Would you take that bet?
Yeah, I think they will.
Okay, same. But, like, you just lost. The season's all but done for the A's are now 16 games below 500.
Man.
And we just started June.
Yeah.
Sweet. June, July, August, September. That's 4 months, and it hasn't even gotten hot yet.
Right.
There is good news.
Yeah, what's that?
If you want to go to the game today,
It's they will actually pay you. They will pay you $5.
close on StubHub right now to get a seat. The cheapest is $15.
There you go.
Or if you want to go into the Sullen Lounge, the one that I've been keeping my eye on a lot, $69. That gives you unlimited food and drink.
Is that why you've been keeping an eye on it?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. So I don't drink. Chris, you drink just absolutely a ton.
All of it.
I mean, everything. What a lush. So for you, When you go, by the way, I assume, does that include booze, right? Or is it just like sodas?
Let's see. Unlimited food and drinks. Sometimes it says it includes beer, and sometimes it doesn't.
I feel like that was an important thing to know. Because honestly, how much is a beer at the game?
$18.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Is it?
For like one of them thirst busters?
No.
How many ounces, if you had to guess?
I would guess a pint. I guess like 16
a pint?
to 20. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
$18?
Yeah.
Okay, again, I'm not a drinker, but like, I say drinker, but like, is there any point in having a beer? Beer.
If you get one of those craft ones, you could get like a little bit of a buzz. You go there with an empty stomach.
So, for example, you said how much are the cheapest tickets? 15?
15.
I would pay more for a beer than my ticket to the game.
Yeah.
And I'm going to guess that, do you think if I said the average beer drinker at a ball game, at an A's game, drinks 2.3 beers a game?
I would guess 2 would probably be the average.
$36. How much is like a 12 pack?
It's like they're buying donuts.
Dude, 12 pack of Coors Light's what, like $10, $12?
No, it's probably like, probably 12 to 14.
I gotta get into this business, man. Why not just get hammered in the parking lot?
You can?
Golly. Okay, anyway, sorry. I honestly, I was thinking like $10, $12.
So if you get the $69 a person for all you can drink.
You got your what, 4 beers in and you're good. My goodness. Heavens to Murgatroyd. I don't pull that one out that often. I paid my taxes. By the way, and I'm very aware there's people listening. They're like, yeah, stupid. Have you ever been to a ball game? Like, duh. I just don't understand. I can't understand the mentality. I can't understand the mentality of spending that much to dull your senses at something you paid to go experience.
I don't know. If you've been watching the A's, you might.
That's a great point. Okay, number 3.
The Giants lost again. This time the bullpen gave up the lead. Are they in a danger zone right now?
Yes, they are. Yeah, they are in a danger zone right now.
Highway to the danger zone.
Highway to the danger zone. They shout out Kenny Loggins. They this is a whole. It's like similar yet couldn't be more different from the A's. Like I say this with no love for it, and I really was happy as we were on the show when they were 20-16, and like, hey, the scrappy A's, this is great. How cool is this? Well, the A season's effectively done when it comes to contention, and they'll probably pull because they're in Sacramento. I'm sure they'll pull a banana in the tailpipe at some point, get people. The A's are done. The A's are done in June. The Giants have a real chance at not just making the playoffs, but they're not winning a title. Probably. What is this? Yeah, it's 2025. They can't win a title, but this is a very good pitching team, despite Camilo Duvall last night. They have to find something offensively. Jason, we did this Monday, I think, but here we go. The Giants in their last few games have scored 2-0, 4-0, 2-3, 1-1, 3-0. They haven't broken the 4-run barrier since playing the, wait for it, A's on May 16th.
Okay.
You got to do something.
Yeah, and the pitching's been too good. The defense has been good behind the pitching. It's one spot of the team that's hurting them. It's offense. I mean, it's clear. And they've still won just enough games there to be in the race still here for the wild card. And they've had some tough losses here to the Padres. I mean, there's another one last night, 2 in a row here, and just consistently losing to them just by these tough ways to go. But, it's clear what they need to address. It's offense.
Well,
get a bat, couple of bats.
Yeah, get something. Yeah,
Shorty,
they got to do something. Gotta make a trade before the season goes. I'm looking for a word. Goes. Something that rhymes. I was trying to do a play on that Lady Gaga Buster Posey song.
That rhymes with Posey?
Yeah. Nosy. Rosie. Gotta make a trade. The future's not looking rosy. Buster. Okay, that'll work. All right.
Nailed it.
Take that, Whitey.
Yeah. Like it or spike it.
Yeah. Whitey. We'll take a break.
Whitey Gleason, the host of the Drive Guys. That's who you're talking about.
Oh, I don't get why you had to differentiate.
Didn't even think of that. We'll take a break. When we come back, 3 for Madness. Indy is already having issues in the finals, and they haven't even started yet. The refs were announced, and could Tom Thibodeau be making the state capitol his new home next year? We'll talk about that next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it, but not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Well, Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can get a full range of treatment options for ED, including daily or as-needed meds through a 100% online process. It all starts with an online intake form. Get started at hims.com/joy. And from there, a medical provider licensed in your state will determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. Find the ED treatment that fits your needs with options up to 95% less than the brand names. Millions of men experience ED, but Hims can help. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-837-5050. That's 800-837-5050. 800-837-5050.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
The Giant Summer Sale is here. Get giant savings on our giant selection only at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save during the Giant Summer Sale and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda. Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Louis C.K. in an all-new show, Ridiculous 2025 Tour.
When I was younger, you had to go in the bank.
Remember that? You had to go inside the bank. Now you look at the bank, you're like, what are those people doing in there? Are they cleaning? The money's out here.
Friday and Saturday, June 13th and 14th, 8 p.m., the venue at Thunder Valley. For tickets, visit thundervalleyresort.com. Louis C.K. live on stage.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. 3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Fever Madness. Louis C.K. tickets coming up later on in the program. Fever Madness. Sorry, everybody. Question 1. Mainly sorry, Jason. Question 1.
Indy had to divert their landing in OKC due to bad weather. What's the worst thing that's happened to you on a flight?
Jason, what's the worst thing that's happened to you on a flight?
I've had 2, what I would say would be, there's a couple things on a flight, but 2 of the worst flight experiences, both with the Kings.
Mm-hmm.
And one was a season opening game going to Minnesota, I remember, where it was really windy here and really bad there. And one of those things, I'm a pretty good flyer.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody was really reacting. And I'm thinking, this is really bad, isn't it? And the fact that I didn't think anybody was reacting was kind of bothering me, because I'm thinking,
and they were all dead.
Why am I freaking out? And then, of course, the one person across the way was Grant, who
loves
it.
this.
He's like, isn't this great? I'm
loves
like,
it.
Absolutely not.
He's
It's
such
not
a
good.
psycho, dude.
And then when we landed, the whole plane cheered. I'm like,
where were you during the plane,
And
right?
I remember Jason Thompson getting out of the plane. He kissed the ground. I'm like, okay.
Wow.
Thank you. Because
Wow.
I was like doing a little prayer going, this is probably it.
Where do you remember where you were flying to?
We were going to Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah. And then the other one was in OKC. We were leaving OKC coming home. And to me, the flight attendants always know everything.
Right.
And we were in the back, and there are always tornadoes.
That's
like,
100% right, by the way, to watch the flight attendants to see how bad. If they're still serving stuff and standing, we're good.
Second to last row. So I could hear them, and they're doing their talk, and they're like, I don't think we should be going. I'm like, huh?
Oh my God, they said that, and you're
like, they're doing their
God.
like, I don't think we should be doing it, because they basically said, we're going, like, hurry, get on the plane, we're trying to beat this tornado. And I'm like, they're like, I don't think we should be going. And I'm like, I'll get off right now.
I'll get off right now.
And it was super choppy and rocky for the first about 20 minutes of the flight. And then, like, we got through it, and then it was beautiful. And actually, you could see, like, the thunder and lightning storm.
That's cool.
The rest was really cool.
Yeah.
But that first 20 or so, and then when you hear them, I'm like, oh, boy.
If I hear a flight attendant say that, I'm like faking something to get off the plane.
I didn't know what to do. I was like,
I would make a mess.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So those are my 2 words.
By the way, is it a fairy tale, or somebody told me once, okay, so you know how, like, you know, the bong that you hear sometimes, okay, and then if it's like bong, bong, like that means like there's turbulence. But somebody told me once that if you hear a triple bong,
like Mike Breen?
yes,
Bong,
bong, that means like, holy crap, everybody, like, flight attendants, go to your, like, we're about to deal, like, I'm curious if anybody out there knows if the triple bing bong
I hope not.
out there. Chris, have you had a bad flight experience?
I think I told you is when I was very little, and I just thought it was a ride, and I was
and you're
laughing while everyone was praying their rosaries.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I know you had a bad one.
So yeah, I've told the story of how we were on a small plane coming out of New Orleans and had to literally land in Albuquerque after flying over tornadoes in Houston, and there was a chunk taken out of the nose. Yes,
Shouldn't have taken that left at Albuquerque.
That's what I'm talking about. But I don't know that maybe I have told this story. I don't know if I have, but this would be my worst experience. By the way, everybody, if it's, I understand 7:04 in the morning. Some people have kids in the car. If you don't like gross stories, just come back in like 3 minutes. Okay. I'm just warning you guys. This is rough. So there's an old airline called Air Tran. I think they merged with Southwest about 5 years ago. And it was my wife's and my first visit to Puerto Vallarta. And it was our first visit to Mexico, other than like TJ when you're a kid, you know, like first visit to actual Mexico. So there was this thing where as you got closer, we got an email and it was like, we have tickets in first class open. Put your bid in and it's a silent, where you don't know what the bid's supposed to be. You just say what you would pay. And if you're at the top, you win. Right. So I was like, all right. So I bid $50 a seat and we won and we got it. Yes. And now this wasn't like lie flat. This was just one of the, it was extra leg room. Sure. And we were in so when you enter the plane, or let's say when you exit the plane, we were in the two front seats on the left, two very front seats on the left. Oh my God, this is great. So we go down. It's great. You know, it was our first ever experience in something like that. And, you know, you get like the free drinks. It was just an amazing start to the trip, right? For $100. Mm-hmm. So one of the things that we were told about Mexico was, you know, all the great stuff. And we love Mexico. But one of them was like, don't drink the water, like drink bottled water, which we did. We stuck to it 100%. Except I forgot that ice is water. So at one point, like we're walking the Malecon, the beach and the thing by the beach in Puerto Vallarta, and we get like there's like the carts, and then one of them was making like a slushy whatever, and so we both got one, right? You know, that had ice in it. We had to be no further than like 5 minutes from a bathroom for the final like 2 days of the trip. Like it wasn't, we weren't sick. We didn't have the flu. We felt fine, but man, when it happened and you better go. So anyways, starting to, you know, then it's time to go home. We go back to our seats and all that. The only time in my life I have ever been on a plane and used the lavatory in a sitting down fashion. We're getting ready, like we're getting ready. They you know, close the plane for whatever. And just before we start taxiing, it's my last chance. I'm like, I'm not going to make it. I have to go, right? So the bathroom is like literally right in front of us, right? And then you got like where the attendants sit, and then you have the cabin. So I go in there, and you ever see Dumb and Dumber with Jeff Daniels? 100% that scene, dude, right? I get
making the same noises.
No, it took longer because I was honestly trying not to, right? But you know how like milk expires and it gets kind of whatever. Imagine pouring that into a swimming pool. That's the noise, right? Just kind of a splatter of dish rags hitting water. Anyways, so I get out. I go back to the seat and I just like slump in my seat. You know, like it's after you just ran a marathon. I'm like dabbing the sweat.
Work.
I earned my keep that day. I slump in my seat and Melissa goes, all she does is she goes, did it smell? And I go, what do you think? Anyways, about 60 seconds passes, right? Somebody else comes up from like 3 rows back and goes, They open the door and they go in. It was a lady. She opens the door to walk in. And we're watching this, and I'm just like peeking through my hands, like, please just go in and do it, please. She walks in and she turns red. She goes, oh, hell no. She goes audibly, oh, hell no. And she walks back down the aisle, all the way down to the other end of the plane, to the other one, right? Well, she didn't close the door.
Uh-oh.
So none of the attendants were coming up to the back. And the one guy comes up, he slams the door and goes, I got to take care of this. Walks to the back of the plane to get some sort of cleaning, some whatever. And we can hear everything. I hear him say to his colleague, goes, I don't get paid enough. And I'm just like, do you ever see the meme?
You stunk up the whole place.
Dude, I mean, please don't clip this up, but it's like the thing where the guy went to the Home Depot and said, I'm about to blow this thing up.
Yeah.
I did. And I had no choice. And I'm just, you ever see that meme of Cam Newton when he's on the bench and he's just sliding? Yeah, I'm trying to get so small. Melissa's dying. I'm like, dude, shut up. Just maybe they don't. They 100% knew it was everybody. Every employee knew it was me. Every employee knew it was me. And for I can't sleep on planes, but for the 3.5 hour flight, I rolled over to my left. I put my head against the window and I just raw dogged the flight looking outside the
backside was
so yes, I didn't want to make eye contact with anyone and I didn't move. I could not. And then when I left, I always thank the flight attendant. I always say, thanks so much, or I'll go like, great job or whatever. Head down and I got out of there as soon as I could. That was honestly, I think that was worse than because that's my biggest nightmare is being an inconvenience to other people.
And you were.
So now,
multiple people.
Now, you know how I overpack? I have a little spray, the kind they let you have on. That's those little drops, just in case that ever happens again. I can help. At least I was unprepared. So, anyways,
wow, I hated that.
Question 2.
Question 2.
Maybe that's what happened to the Pacers,
dude. I've always wondered, like, is there like an internal rule on on professional sports team flights? Like, imagine you're like the Niners are going to play the Giants in New York, right? And before they have dinner with each other, they're on the plane. You got a lot of 350 offensive linemen there. Like, what happens when
who had chili?
Right, exactly. They had a night out the night before, and there's got to be a rule. There's got to be some sort of like an understanding.
Yeah.
We learned the other day we'd never want to fly with Isaiah Thomas. Were you here for that?
No.
Oh, I know we got to move on. You weren't here for that. I assume you don't follow him on Twitter, or if you do, you don't.
Our Isaiah Thomas.
Our Isaiah Thomas. He tweeted this last week, and I am reading this as an absolute quote. I am not making this up. Isaiah Thomas, former Sacramento King. Man, when I'm on these flights, I'd be farting so much, especially these overseas flights. It's all bad if you sit by me. So,
okay.
Anyways, question 2.
The refs were announced yesterday for the finals. Do you pay attention to that stuff?
You know, it's funny. I saw the list, and I always, I don't know why, I always look for Tony Brothers and Scott Foster, but then I go, okay. I know there's some fans that are, Scott Foster every year. Just like they were with Joey Crawford or Dick Bavetta and all that. I don't know. Steve Javie, yeah, Steve Javie had like the ultimate career arc where like, you know this, like his first like 5 years in the league, like a coach on the other end of the floor would like scratch his ear and Steve be like, take a foul. And then he like mysteriously calmed down. Somebody probably had to talk with him at the office, but I don't know, dude. You hear all this stuff like, Scott Foster's the series extender, and then the series doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
And all that.
Yeah, I don't really. I mean, one for a series that I don't really have a rooting interest. I just want it to be a great series if it can be. And yeah, I don't. I'm happy for the refs that get that opportunity, but other than that, I don't really.
Yeah,
someone will tweet out something. Hey, the Thunder's record with this guy is rep, but the Thunder's record with anybody is good.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't see it. And by the way, why is there people are so into this, and maybe it exists and I just don't know where it is, but why is there not more data on this? Like, how about every game Scott Foster refs for the Kings every year for the last 5 years? Like, what do we have data? Like average point differential of a game Scott Foster refs as opposed to Zach Zarba.
Yeah. Or maybe it's is this trio of refs more prone to call fouls based on, SGA gets to the foul line a decent amount of times. Maybe that becomes interesting, but I don't know.
It's just the narratives happen. Like I was talking to a guy yesterday about, SGA is a foul merchant, and I'm not. Look, SGA gets fouls. I'm not trying to stand in front of him here, but like nobody ever mentions that Giannis Antetokounmpo shot more free throws than him And I think Giannis has shot the most free throws in the league 3 of the last 4 years. Like, what are we doing? Let's not make SGA out to be James Harden.
Right.
There's a difference between drawing fouls and being James Harden.
Right.
Number 3, please.
Question 3.
Tom Thibodeau was fired by the Knicks yesterday. Agree with the move?
I do, but I get it. Like, I do, but I get why. I think it's, of course, you have to see what the next move's going to be. But I will go back to what I said yesterday. I think Tom Thibodeau is a Doug Collins. I think Tom Thibodeau is the Mark Jackson of the Warriors. I think Tom Thibodeau is the guy that will get you there. He will get you through the tough times, get you to the summit, towards the summit. But you need somebody else to get the rest of the way. I think if the Knicks handle this correctly, I don't know if they're going to win a championship, but it's time for a new voice. And Tom's problem is it's one thing when you got these young college kids or, a team that you're trying to establish some habits with and all that, but he grinds his players into the ground. It's well known with him. And whether you agree with it or not, there may be some purists out there, Jason, and I totally get it. There are probably, I guarantee you, there are people out there that go, hold on a second. You guys are getting paid $10, $20, $30 million a year to play basketball, and you're whining because you're playing an extra few minutes. Like, sack it up and go be a roofer or some other job, real job. Oh, no, Tom Thibodeau wants the overpaid rich player to play extra minutes so they win ball games. Everybody's soft. Like, I'm not indifferent to that. And speaking of data, I think what would be really interesting, average player games lost per season for Tom Thibodeau teams as opposed to the league average. Let's actually put a number on it and see if there's a correlation there. Because, by the way, if it's significantly higher for Thibodeau, that tells the story. If it's not, then we're just talking about players being weenies. But there was a lot of rumbling going on out of the exit interviews, of which James Dolan sat in on, the owner, that players were just tired of him. They were not a fan of his. So you bring in a new voice, you build on what you did this year with the confidence of knowing you can play with anyone in the league. And I do understand why they did it.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things that, we will see if they've got another coach that can get them over the top, if they believe that's what was missing. And I think that's part of what the Knicks decision was, because look, they got farther than 25 years of Knicks history, right? Thibs took them to a place they hadn't been. But if they think it's partly that and partly what you said, and Thibs has been known that in Chicago and in Minnesota and other places where he's very intense. He works the players very hard. And he plays, but I also think, I think it was game 2, might have been game 2, where there was some criticism of him for playing Mitchell Robinson more minutes or as many minutes as Towns. And it's like, okay, so now we're picking that apart as opposed to, he plays guys too many minutes. So, if he won, it would have been different, but they didn't win. But they were that close to winning, and maybe the Knicks think they're not as close as that. I think it's more of the exit interview is probably what the players said about him. Behind closed doors. And so we'll see if they get this right on a different voice being the difference, because they were as close as they've ever been here in the last 25 years.
I would like to talk to James Dolan and Leon Rose and the decision makers there. I would love to know if the Knicks had made the finals, if they still would have fired him if they lost to the Thunder.
Yeah. I mean, they're already getting some heat for this, and it's all going to depend on who comes in and what they do after this. But
because that game 1,
is a killer.
That bounce in the air and down, you could argue that got that shot, that Halliburton shot got Tom Thibodeau fired.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Yeah. And there's been some references. I know you've done the Doug Collins one. I've heard the Rick Carlisle in Detroit to Larry Brown. Larry Brown got him over the top. But then how many other times
you talked about Steve Kerr, by the way, yesterday with Mark Jackson. Yeah.
How many other times, has that same thought process been, we got to change the coach? And then that wasn't it.
Yeah. No.
Who knows? That's the easier thing to do. And I don't know that the Knicks had to do anything, but obviously I think there was enough internal pressure and feel that, like, hey, we would be better off doing something else.
Well, there's an interesting thing that's been going on for years, and it continues. In 2017-18, the coach of the year was Dwayne Casey. He was fired that year. The following year is Mike Budenholzer. The following year, Nick Nurse. The following year, Tom Thibodeau. The following year, Monty Williams, and then, of course, 2 years ago, Mike Brown. They've all been fired.
Yeah.
Every coach of the
Monty
year.
Williams has been fired twice.
That's right.
Since winning that.
That's right. They've all been fired. It's almost become like the Madden cover for coaches.
Mm-hmm.
They have all been fired. And I can't imagine really that Tom Thibodeau is going to have an issue getting another job. I think Tom Thibodeau would. I know I said this the other day about Michael Malone. I actually think Tom Thibodeau would be a really good college coach because then you have the turnover.
Yeah,
those kids have to listen to you. They're not going to bitch about any of that stuff. I think he could be a really good coach at a massive AAA program.
And because coaches turn the turnover so fast, but I mean, I also go to the Knicks and say, and Scott Perry, who you said you were with yesterday when he hired him.
Yeah,
they knew that.
Yes,
they knew what they were getting into.
Yes, they did.
And so to expect Thibs to, I don't think he'll ever change how hard he works the players. Now, the minute thing might be different if he had a deeper roster. I mean, they kind of mortgaged to have like a top 5-6 players.
Yes.
By moving draft picks and assets. Like, there's not a lot of bench players I go, man, they should be playing that guy over Bridges, over OG, over Town. Like,
DeLon Wright, Miles McBride, Deuce McBride, Landry Shamet, Mitchell Robinson, Precious Achua, Cameron Payne, Tyler Kolek.
Their best players are their starters.
Yeah,
by
for
far.
sure. I'm agreeing with you, by the way. Just so look, do you ever see the movie Pulp Fiction?
Of course.
Okay, so remember when the guy got shot accidentally in the back of the car, and they went to Quentin Tarantino's house, and they called Harvey Keitel's character, who was his name in the movie was the Wolf, right? And I wonder if Tom Thibodeau's function in the NBA is the Wolf. And that's not a bad reputation to cultivate either. He's the guy that teams call when they're in trouble and they need to rebuild or they need to build, and he fixes situations. And with the Knicks, I think by any measure, Tom Thibodeau's tenure was a resounding success with them.
Mm-hmm.
You can say that, and also, and I'm not saying, by the way, this is the right way to think. You can say Tom Thibodeau's tenure with the Knicks was phenomenal, and also it was time for him to go. Both can be true.
Sure.
So when you wonder what's next, is Tom going to go to broadcasting? I hope not. Was really a fan of him in the broadcast booth. Not bad. Just whatever. Is Tom going to take? He gets a $30 million buyout. See if this sounds familiar. He just signed an extension, so he gets that payout. Maybe he takes a year off, spends time with his family. Or does Tom go to a bench?
Mm-hmm.
I normally wouldn't couch it this way, but I want to be very careful and respectful. I did say earlier, had a nice get to know you lunch with Scott Perry yesterday. On my kids' lives, we did not talk about this. So I'm not doing some weird sharing. I don't want to start rumors and connect the two things. But Scott Perry did hire Tom Thibodeau. Scott Perry knows Tom Thibodeau very well. It kind of makes you wonder. And I specifically did not ask this question because that's not what the lunch was for. But it killed me not to say, hey, you're bringing in a very experienced group of assistant coaches around Doug Christie. You can tell with guys like Mike Woodson and the other 3 or 4 they've hired, these are experienced head coaches. Is it worth giving Tom a call and saying, hey, how would you like to be the highest paid assistant in the league and come hang out here for a year or two and help our guy out? Now, the issue, I think, there's plenty of issues there. I think the main issue might be that, as I understand it, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Mike Woodson was hired as the lead assistant. I don't think Tom Thibodeau's, first off, I don't know that he's even going to somebody's bench. I would be mildly surprised if he didn't get a top job somewhere this summer if he wanted one. There are plenty of teams out there that I think would do. You may even see a situation where if that Phoenix job, they don't get their first pick, or if that, I could see him going there. There's a number of places I could see him going. But if he were to go to a bench, I think that might preclude him from coming to Sacramento. But I'll tell you right now, let me put it this way. If Doug Christie had a press conference tomorrow and said, you know what, I kind of want to focus on my golf game. This whole head coaching thing, I love you, Sacramento, but I'm just, if for some reason Doug hadn't been hired, wasn't in the picture, whatever, I'd actually be a fan of Thibodeau coming to coach this team.
You would?
I would be a very big fan of Thibodeau coming to coach this team, because I think that would marry very well with what I would like them to do, which is either completely drop bottom and build back up, or at the very least, when we talk about the Thunder, I think it's important to also remember too, the Thunder were never like a 9-73 or 74 team either. They didn't get into the teens or any of that. Like, you can still win games and be semi-competitive while you're doing a rebuild. I think Tom Thibodeau would be a great coach for a young upcoming team that needs to learn the ropes of the NBA.
Yeah, it's just Sacramento doesn't seem to be doing that, right? I mean, I don't at this moment.
That's the feeling I have too.
Wow.
Is that the idea of a bottom out? And by the way, I think also sometimes situations that arise that are out of your control can sometimes dictate those decisions. And as we go to break, what I mean by that is, like, maybe, for example, maybe somebody was doing a coaching search yesterday for an open spot and didn't expect Tom Thibodeau to get now that
Phoenix.
So yes. So what happens if a team calls and says, we'll give you 5 first-round draft picks and this awesome young player for Domantas Sabonis, and another team calls and says, we'll give you 3 first-rounders for Zach? My point is, if those opportunities present themselves, maybe they do go into, but absolutely. Those aren't realistic. Yeah. We'll take a break. When we come back, I'm so excited. Jason and Chris were at the game yesterday. And Jason, would you just please do the tease like you did earlier somewhat? Because you're going to do it better than me by far.
Well, you mentioned that we were at the game.
Yes.
And there was a moment that I wish I hadn't said, but now you're glad I did.
I'm so glad.
The Legends race has Ricky Henderson, Raleigh Fingers, and Dennis Eckersley. They do this every game.
Not the real people, by the way.
No.
Okay.
Someone running in their, like, giant heads. They have the big giant heads, and then you see the legs running.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I saw these legs running, and it's someone you may know.
Oh, my God. And we have video. So if you're not on YouTube, get to YouTube Sackdown Sports right now and watch this for the first time with me. We'll be right back after this.
Get it straight, Buster. I'm not here to say please. I'm here to tell you what to do.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-932-5858. That's 800-932-5858. 800-932-5858.
Progressive has great customer service, and it's easy to reach us because great and easy is the way to be. Like salads, great for you, and so easy you could put any group of veggies in a bowl and it's a salad. A full carrot with a head of cabbage, weird, but still a salad. 1 radish and a couple of green beans, also a salad. 14 blueberries, half an onion, and a sunchoke. Odd, yes, but an odd salad. So contact Progressive's customer service by phone, app, or online. It's great and easy, just like salad. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
At Valley Strong Credit Union, we know that local businesses are the backbone of the Central Valley, investing in our neighborhoods, boosting the economy, making the Valley stronger. But when it comes to their finances, where can they turn? A big bank that just sees another number? That's not good enough. Valley businesses deserve Valley support for payroll, credit, cash flow, and everything in between. Valley Business is Valley Strong. Learn how our cash management services can support your business at valleystrong.com.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. along with the special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Low Cash, Vincent Mason, and Abriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo with Michelob Ultra. Tickets are available now at CITPFest.com.
Summer's almost here, and so are popsicles, pool days, and a lot of smiling. Make sure your kiddo's smile is ready with a visit to Kids Care Dental and Orthodontics. Our expert team makes dental visits easy and fun with sensory-friendly hours for kids who need a calmer environment. We can also accommodate same-day treatments, and to save you time, if your child needs multiple treatments, we can often do them all at once. Appointments fill up fast, so don't wait. Beat the summer rush and schedule online at kidscaredental.com. That's kidscaredental.com, where healthy, happy smiles begin.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
Just to make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
Coming up, more discussion on the coaching landscape. If you remember this year, Mike Brown, Taylor Jenkins, Michael Malone, Coach Bud, now Thibs. The coaching fraternity is ever changing, and we'll be discussing more of that throughout the rest of the show.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Like, these guys do get paid a ton of money, so I don't feel bad for them, but well, it's just
I don't think that's the reason they do it, right? I mean, it's a reason, but not the reason.
And there are real life jobs that pay far, 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 far less where people have to deal with this. But it always, like, I've always been incredibly, like, other than health and family and all that, like, maybe the thing I'm most thankful for is being able for us to work our careers in the same city.
Yeah.
Especially in a business like, Jim Cosmore, for example, was like Michigan, Chicago, San Francisco, all over the place, right? We've never had, that's got to be so tough for a family.
Yeah. And I know we'll have some of those numbers coming up a little bit later, but it's staggering how much it's changed and continues to change and likely will stay this way.
And I will say this too. One thing I think Kings fans will, proof's in the pudding. But one nugget I did get out of talking to Scott Perry yesterday that I loved is that his dad played football for the Steelers. He comes from a very athletic background. And Scott is a big time Michigan guy, like worked at Michigan, knows Chris Webber super well, like goes way, way back. Detroit, played there, the whole thing, right? And so one of the conversations we got into, he's a huge Steelers fan, big time Steelers fan. And we got into the conversation about how important stability is for a franchise's overall health. Like you have to have stability. And in some cases, just stability alone is like grabbing an extra 3-point shooter. It has real effects on the floor or the field or the court.
Yeah.
And we talked about Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, and Mike Tomlin, 3 head coaches since the early 70s. And, the King, and this was me, not him, but the Kings have had 3 head coaches in like the last 7 years ish. And I, that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean Doug Christie's going to last more than a year. We don't know what's going to happen. That was one nugget that I heard where I went, okay, so we do have a guy at the top that like really, really, really cares about stability. Like that's a massive, he understands stability. And then the other thing, just to put a bow on it, and I was telling you during the break about this, man, I don't know if Scott's going to do well. I don't know. He could be a colossal failure. He could be a colossal success. The proof is in the pudding.
Sure.
We're Missouri. We're the show me state right now. I will say the thing I probably got most happy about yesterday in talking to him, Pete D'Alessandro was a rookie. Vlade Divac, who we all love, probably shouldn't have been in the job. No experience. Great people person, no experience. And Monty McNair is probably the smartest one we've had. I think the jury's still out on him about a lot of things, but also a rookie. I think the biggest thing Scott Perry brings to the table, we've talked about his relationships around the league. He has deep, long-standing relationships with agents, with team presidents, with GMs, with owners. And whatever happens, he may make the dumbest trades. He may make the stupidest draft picks. We may suck. He's not going to get punked. He's not going to get punked by an agent. He's not going to get punked by another. He may get swindled, but he's not going to get punked. He's not going. I very much got the impression, hey man, I've been around a long time. I've seen everything. I understand how this business works, and I understand how to deal with people. And remember, this was the guy that, no offense to Vlad or Ken Catanella, who were instrumental, but whether it worked out or not, this is the guy that got George Hill, Vince Carter, and Zach Randolph all to come to this team when they were at a low point.
Right.
And at the time, regardless of how it, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Regardless of how it worked out, that was a big deal. Yeah, that was all relationships. Sure. So we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. But those were the biggest positives I think I could lay out there. All right. Let's get to it. A's game yesterday. Jason and Chris are there, sitting together. They're on Kiss Cam. They're holding hands. They're eating popcorn, the whole thing, watching the game.
Drinking $18 beers.
$18 beers. So they have the big head races with Eck and Raleigh. And who's the other one? Ricky, yeah. RIP. And they choose something I didn't know because I haven't been to a game. They choose fans to be in the costumes. And Chris was chosen to be one of the players.
Ricky.
Which, by the way, apologies to Raleigh, friend of the show, and Eck, who was great. That would be that would be my number one pick.
Yeah, there's a little pressure if you're Ricky.
A little bit, because Ricky Henderson, not slow.
Yeah.
How did he get picked?
Well, there's story to come on that.
Okay, we'll leave that. So please to walk me through from sitting down in your seat or wherever you were to, and they're off, and then we'll play the video. Chris, did you go into an ante room to get in, not to spoil it for kids, but those aren't really Ricky active. Raleigh, yeah, sorry. Did you go to put on the outfit? Is it a whole outfit or is it just the head?
It's just the head.
Okay.
You see his legs.
Okay. Yeah. And does the head?
Well, the head brings like everything down.
Okay. And is there a strap or something to keep it on, or is it just stays on?
It's kind of like when you're on a inner tube and they've got like the two handles.
You hold the handles. Were you able to see clearly through it? Obviously, your peripheral vision isn't great, but can you?
You got an idea of where you're going.
He ran into the stands.
Okay. And you're running around the perimeter, I'm assuming, of
outfield track.
Just the outfield track. Okay. All right. So one side of the outfield track to the other.
It's like to the center field.
Oh, I got you. Okay. It's not the whole thing. Okay. Now, before we play this clip, which we're going to do here right now, Chris, is it a giveaway if you were to share with me, because I'm looking right at you, why you are laughing incredibly hard? It's probably a spoiler.
Yeah.
Okay. Without further ado, YouTube, pay attention. Is there audio?
Yes, there is.
Just okay. Chris Verlade running the race at last night's game.
You stupid.
Don't. Yeah, it never happened.
to say anything?
Give me a second.
You want the backstory?
Yeah.
I'll start it right away.
Mm-hmm.
This really got away from us.
Yes, it really did.
This was not what any of us was expecting.
No. 5:17 a.m. this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Text from Chris. You were at the A's game? I didn't see you yesterday. And I went, when I got here, I was like, what's that about? And then he's like, did you see the rundown? And there's two different spots in the rundown where you reference me and Chris being at the game.
I thought you guys were on the game yesterday.
Where did that come from?
My brain.
Okay. So then Chris like, let's have some fun with this.
Didn't you guys ever go to the game together?
We did like
a month ago.
Why did I feel like you guys went to the game?
I have no idea.
We have no clue.
Did I maybe mix that up with that Scott Marsh went? And I just
probably.
Maybe.
That had to be it.
Yeah, because
I guess you see me and Jose as the same person, huh?
We never said anything about going to the game. And then
so
then it went from let's have some fun with it to this got out of control.
So when Jason threw it to me, I was like, oh, we're on a kiss cam. Like, I'm thinking that will be it.
All right, let me stop you guys. So what I just want to, we're going to do a walkthrough.
Sorry to the audience. I'm sorry.
So
but this was kind of worth it on our end.
So we're pranking Dave because Dave did a silly and mixed up you guys going to the game, which is incredibly understandable. And was there any other than let's have fun with him?
That was the only plan.
So there was no plan.
So we were improving. Kiss cam was a great idea for whatever reason in my mind.
If you could have seen my face when Jason added to it, I'm like,
yeah.
No.
Well, because he says, let's have fun with it. Right. I think, and I went back to my office. I go, oh, you know what? I'm going to put Chris in the Legends race. In my mind, I'll do this somehow.
So you both had separate ideas.
We didn't even talk about it. Let's have fun. He says kiss cam, and I'm like, no.
I said, let's just go with it.
And I said, no, it was even better. Chris was in, and then you lit up, and I'm like, oh boy. And then I didn't say no. And then we just kind of kept going. And then it was, we have the video. Yeah.
Because you realize that everything that you like when you were like, it's a spoiler. Everything you guys said that communicated your true discomfort with it getting away with you could also be interpreted by me as excitement and oh my god, this is the most amazing thing ever.
It got too far away.
Yes.
We didn't know what to do. It was like, do we stop it right at 6:20, whenever it was, or? And then, like, even going into the last segment, we were into something pretty good. I go, good, he's not even going to tease it. And then you're like, you tease it. I'm like, oh, no.
And then when you started with Thibs, I'm like, okay, he forgot about it. We're not doing it.
There was no, okay, also, I think maybe last question. Was there any part with either of you that could possibly be surprised as to how excited I would be about any of this and how far I would want to take it? Because it would be so amazing. Did my excitement surprise you?
I think I could have, if I could rewind it, I would have been like, Chris was in the, really? No, he wasn't. We didn't go to the game. That's probably what I should have done.
What we should have done.
But it was like, you were level 10, and then it just.
I think I actually said this might be one of the best days of my life.
You did.
The plan was I was trying to find video of a race in Sacramento
really
that I couldn't find.
And then he just went with that. Does everybody hate us?
No, they like you a lot and think it's funny.
No, it just, oh boy.
I gotta look. Number one.
I mean, you have a lot of stuff in here about us being at the game. I'm like, where did this come from?
I thought you were at the game.
Yeah, which, I mean, I go a lot, and I was not going.
For some reason, like the two of you'd mentioned that you guys would be at the game. And somehow that
like
happened.
The weird thing was after the show, for some reason, I asked Jason, I'm like, oh, you going to the game?
I said, oh, not today. And then when Chris sent that, here's my interpretation of what he first sent, because I didn't even comment. I was driving here, and I saw it. I went, I thought his joke was going to be, I was going to say, no, I didn't go. And then I thought he was going to be like, yeah, no one else did. Something along the lines of attendance is what I thought his point was.
Sure.
And then he's like, yeah, did you see the rundown where Dave has us both at the game? I'm like, what? And then his line was, let's have fun with it. And that's all we said. Okay.
Right.
And then I came up with the race. He had kiss cam, independent of one another. And then it got away from us 100%.
I think it's amazing.
We improved and we got
that,
too
like
far.
The improv happened, and like every day. So we'll have this chat next to me, the YouTube chat, right? And I see like guys like MC and Cam, like all our regulars come on, and they're always like, Jason Ross is the best. Jason's the best human. Jason's the great. It's just Jason. And even Chris, who is notedly, like we all know this, is a horrible person. But his foray, his initial volley into the prank was like, kiss Cam, and then, oh, LOL, we didn't go. And then you grabbed the ball, the baton.
In my mind, I'm like, Legends Race would be hilarious.
And you took me straight to the third circle.
I should have just ended it.
And then both of you kept it going.
And we came out heroic?
For an hour and a half. Well, I was so, my daughter graduates Friday. And I honestly don't know which I was more excited for.
If we told you the video would be available during her graduation, you would have missed the graduation.
I think I would have.
Well, that's what you get for saying Chris Jericho was going to be a guest on our show.
Well, I'll say two things. Number one, I have to tip the cap.
No, it got way too far away. I have
to tip the. You guys had to have the idea. I'm the one that thought you guys were going. You, but that's almost even better. You didn't plan it out and you rolled with it. That's chemistry. You rolled with it. You kept it going.
Think about the last line of questioning you were just asking Chris. So take me through. And then you're like, hey, and he's like, there's two.
You can't see me, Jason. Like
his shoulders or he's laughing. He's doing
face is in my hands.
And so while I'm watching that, and which is why I asked the question. By the way, I know we're late and I don't care.
He said there.
That's why notice he waited 6 minutes to tell me it's time to break because he knows exactly what I'm going to say. I don't care.
In there.
He said it was stinky in there. He said he had handles.
Yeah.
He said that he could barely see. He
went with it.
He said that the story of how he was picked to do it would we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
And now in retrospect, he was laughing not at the race, but in anticipation of knowing that this was about to pay off and I was going to be sad. But while he was laughing, do you know what I was thinking, Chris? I was thinking you were laughing so hard and you were doing this, which, by the way, could be mistaken as embarrassment.
I was very embarrassed.
Because I thought, honestly, you want to know what I thought? I thought you fell. And I was so much more excited to watch Christopher Laud do the little big head races and fall on his face.
Should my punishment be that I have to do? We figure out how to do that.
Already thought of that.
That we already do. What's the punishment?
I'm calling the River Cats today. And now he's going to run the damn race. Number one.
Oh, my hamstring.
Number two. I hope so. Number two, like I said, props. I have to respect it. It was a well-executed prank. Even if you're the butt of the joke, and in this case, the ass of the joke, you have to respect that, number one. And number two, as we go to break.
Sorry, everybody.
What is the line at the, it's a long thing that is something in a far, far better rest than I've ever, like the end of Tale of Two Cities. Sidney Carton or whatever, right before he's getting his head chopped off. You know what? I'll go to a better one. I'll go to Maximus Decimus Meridius. I shall have my revenge in this life or the next. I shall have my revenge, but this is nowhere near the Jericho thing.
Well, that took longer.
As the great New York philosopher said right around 1946, I hope you know this. This means war. Bugs Bunny. We'll take a break.
Wabbit season.
When we come back, I don't care.
We will have the video.
Yeah, I'll show you guys a video during the break of something I did yesterday. We'll get to all that right now.
Visit SacktownSports.com and join the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers. T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it. Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power Charge that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers, plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us, plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here for American Energy, and oh my goodness, I'm born and raised here. I know it gets hot, but my goodness, we're already seeing 100-degree days. Listen to me. You do not want your system to conk out in the middle of June or July or August with one of those big 100-degree stretches. You want to make sure you're good all summer long. And my friends at American Energy Heating and Air can do that with a $24.50 tune-up right now. That's half price. And if you need a new system, $3,500 off, up to $3,500 off in rebates for qualified systems. They've been around since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Call them right now, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Get a $15 prepaid MasterCard after rebate when you buy 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic motor oil at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
The Giant Summer Sale is here. Get giant savings on our Giant selection only at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop. Looking to own or lease? Save during the Giant Summer Sale and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Did you know addiction to drugs like meth or cocaine is a disease and not a choice? But getting help is. If you have stimulant use disorder, you, your family, and friends may have a lot of questions, including where to start. Choose Change California can help. Make a change today and find a proven treatment option for you at choosechangeca.org.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
In the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Well, Chris, did we end Dave? I'm not sure.
Oh man. I got to give props to this guy.
Who's that?
We bring the boom. That's what we do.
Frankie Cardicelli, our amazing
Yes, Frankie.
website editor. It's already on YouTube.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, when I don't even know if it was a good idea, but good ideas go awry. I'm not sure. I like how we both improv'd it completely differently. I shut your idea down, threw mine out.
There were so many times that we could have ended it.
I don't know why we went so far with it, but that was not a plan for any of you out there to get that far. But Dave got so excited, then he was, I don't know. I love that you were looking for actual video of a race.
Well, the idea was to show him video of the race and then cut in a video of me going like, no, that didn't happen.
Yeah. All right. Well, we do apologize, but apparently a lot of people enjoyed it. That was not our intent by any means.
The one thing I will say, we just talked about this. We got worried when Dave said, "Hey, everybody, go on YouTube right now to watch." And we're like, "Oh no." We did not want to prank the listeners.
Not at all. Not at all. But maybe it was an indirect thing that ended up happening. And maybe Dave is doing his own holdout here. We'll see. We will have, since that last segment went so long, we will have plenty more to get to when we start the 8 o'clock hour with or without Dave. And we will kind of get into just this whole thing about head coaching in the NBA. The numbers are incredible. How much turnover there's been. Certainly Sacramento has been very responsible for that, but also around the entirety of the league. Thibs is out. There's more changes around the league. We'll get into head coaching in the NBA. Why is there so much turnover, and how many teams have actually made a change in just the last 2 years? We've got that and more straight ahead on Sacktown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
But what he'll never have is the love I have for you.
What he'll never have. The smash hit from Dylan Scott appears in the brand new album, Easy Does It. The album also features the #1 song, This Town's Been Too Good to Us.
This town's been too good to us.
Until I Can't, I Will.
I'll do whatever it takes. Yeah, believe me when I say till I can't, I will.
Dylan Scott. Search, follow, and listen now on all music streaming services. Sponsored by Curb Records.
Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies the same item, current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at lowes.com/lowest price guarantee.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Fidium Fiber. I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center for your Wednesday, getting out the door to a comfortable start to the day as we head through the afternoon. Looking at mostly sunny skies, we'll feel a bit of a late day southwest breeze, but temperatures running warmer. Highs expected low to mid 90s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
It's about time they fixed that pothole.
Invented better windshield wipers.
Made an internet that just works. Fidium Fiber Internet, starting at only $30 a month. It feels like Fidium. Offer available to residential customers only. Terms and conditions apply. See Fidium.com for details.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Well, looking for something positive in the midst of a dismal stretch for the A's, center fielder Denzel Clark, finishing his second weekend in the big leagues and playing in his hometown of Toronto, went 4 for 9 with a home run in the last 3 games of the series, and also made a sensational Spider-Man leaping catch over the wall in center field, robbing Alejandro Kirk of a home run. Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. It's how retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing must-visit shops. And it's how healthcare offices become data-managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis.
If he ever singles you up,
It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with the special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Low Cash, Vincent Mason, and Averyana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo with Michelob Ultra. Tickets are available now at CITPFest.com.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are halfway through the week. Your week! So right now, I need every single listener on their feet. Callers, texters, YouTubers. Make some noise for Sacramento's favorite sports morning show. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, and the man behind the glass, Chris Verla.
Hi, Dave. Well, told you. Revenge is a dish best served piping hot, they say.
What's that?
How'd that feel last segment when I boycotted? Huh? I got you back.
Burned.
You know what? I watched the whole segment on YouTube. I subscribed. I read the chat. Watched the whole thing. Just right downstairs where you couldn't see me. So you guys wondered what happened to Dave leave? Did he do something to himself? Did he join Pat and Cody? Yeah,
You're doing your second shift.
Yeah, exactly.
Did get a text from Joe Jarose.
Oh yeah,
Joe Jarose, who did go to the game last night, allegedly, unless that was a prank too.
He said, "I went to the game with Jose and Scott Marsh. They even called him on the way to the stadium.
They did.
Dave probably thinks you guys called him too. LOL.
I feel like he did.
Yeah. Why did you think Chris and I went to the game?
Honest to God, somehow
we had the bet. That's all we talked about on the show. And literally, Chris, like he said, asked me as I was leaving yesterday, "Are you going to the game tonight?" I go, "No, I'm not going tonight."
I had it in my head that you guys are going.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Maybe I somehow extrapolated something from
our bets
when you guys went last time and it popped. I don't know. That is what's bothering me. I don't know why I thought that. Because what would be really funny is if you guys said that and this is a prank too. And you actually,
here's the real video.
Yeah, we actually did go to the game.
No.
By the way, I checked our text line at 916-339-1140. I checked the chat during the break too. You guys prank me all you want. That's fine. But you guys upset the audience and there's a reaction to that. And that's what you shouldn't do.
You're reading all of them?
Yeah, I'll read them all from the 916. From the 916, Sacramento, our bread and butter.
Okay.
And this is a text line. So these guys are all listening.
This whole big head racing bit. Oh, it's some spectacular radio. Okay, not that one. Okay, fine. Let's go.
Right, I'm sure there's others.
Let's go to the chat. Let's go to the chat right where it starts. Okay, because it's Chris was running. LOL. All right, can't wait to see this. Oh man, that was fantastic. OMG, this is the best. Dave's big mad. Not just funny, it's the best. Making a Kings fan have hope is what this bit is all about. J. Ross went into ISO mode and fully dunked on Dave's head. I knew it was fake because it required running and Chris doesn't run.
See, I don't like how I'm getting like these.
Oh, me. I feel so bad for you. Dave is the best. Jason Ross is the worst. And Chris Verlade is the worstest. Okay, I agree. There you go. See, you made him mad.
That was you.
You hated
that was yours.
And then finally, a good thing they didn't play the video Dave played at that wedding that one time. Yeah, that's
tomorrow's show.
All right. Well, hey, don't forget, wrapping up the show in a couple days, Friday Fun and Games. We had a Wednesday version.
Got away from us, like we said.
I don't think it did. Everything you're saying
Could
is
we
true.
have planned it better?
No.
It was totally unplanned with the exception
that's the best
of
part.
Let's have fun with it was all that was discussed.
Super fun. What's 11 days?
I mean, I really wish we had the audio of Chris and I. I think it was the 6:30 break. So yeah, we started at the opening of the show, and you were super giddy, and then we went through leading off. Then I went in there like,
I was like, Grace.
I don't know. I just said it. I think I don't know what to do. Do we come back? And then we already teased 728. And it's like, all right, well, then we went into some other mode. Like, we'll find a video or.
Once again, I thought it was going to be like, oh, yeah, we were in Kiss Cam. You were? No, we weren't. We didn't even go to the game. Why did you think we were at the game?
Yeah, Kiss Cam, I would have been like, oh, no, you weren't.
Yeah.
But then
that whole
Jason had to see it. No, it's better.
Chris was Ricky in the Legends race.
I was thinking to myself, like, because when you said that the setup would be, I was like, oh, this is like some sort of Sacktown 1140. Like, you guys knew some people there, and they said, hey, Chris, you want to do this? So that'd be a great bit. Anyways, by the way, you made me think of this. Mount Giddymore, Josh, Up, Estelle, Golden Girls.
Yes.
I don't have a fourth. We need to get back to the show. We need a segue real quick.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit.
You're gonna taste a biscuit. What does that mean?
Taste the honey sauce.
Yeah.
Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce.
Why is there so much turnover in the NBA when it comes to head coaches?
Here's an interesting Sacramento Kings Doug Christie nugget.
I always love Christie nuggets.
Better than Taco Bell's.
There are 30 NBA teams, correct?
30.
I believe, if my math is correct, Doug Christie right now at this moment, has the 26th longest tenure in the league already.
Jesus.
Isn't that crazy?
Let's just assume Doug lasts the whole year. Okay.
He'll move into the top 20 probably.
That's what I was going to say. Does he move into the top 20? Probably.
There are 4, or there will be 5 coaches. Wait, 27, 28, 29, 30. Oh, maybe he's 25th. I think there'll be 5 coaches hired since him.
And then usually what would you say? Would you say there's an average of 2, maybe 3 coaches fired during the season each year?
Yeah. Well, here's the other one. So since January of 23, so what's that? Almost 2.5 years. 18 teams have made a coaching change.
I'm sorry, I'm putting you on the spot, and I totally don't expect you to have it. You don't happen to have access to the 12 that haven't made a change?
Not all 12, no. But here's the one. There are only 2 coaches in the NBA that were hired before 2020.
Spoelstra.
You're just not.
It's not Popovich, right?
No, not anymore. You're just forgetting him. That's all. Right here.
Right
down the road.
Oh, Kerr.
Yeah. That's it.
Wow.
That's it. And I guess the question is why? Because the 5 longest tenured guys, so there's 5 people. The 5 longest are Spoelstra, Kerr. It's Billy Donovan in Chicago, so he hasn't remotely made it very far. Ty Lue has not made the finals, but has won a title elsewhere. And then now Mark Daigneault. He's going to the finals.
Tom Thibodeau was 3rd.
Yeah, before that?
Tom Thibodeau had the 3rd line. Yeah. He was ahead of Billy Donovan.
Obviously, Pop was 1, but then now, so those 2 guys. So I just don't know. And then we had unique firings this year.
God, Chris Finch is 6th.
Yes.
He was just hired like a month ago, it feels like.
In 2020 or 2021, something like that?
Yeah, dang.
So why, though? Like, why is this constantly happening? And then you get, to me, some curious things, and now it's going to sound like I'm ripping him, but like Portland hasn't been very good, and they just extended Chauncey Billups. I'm not saying he needs to go, but I appreciate that they're choosing that route where Michael Malone, Taylor Jenkins, Mike Brown really here. Thibs, I think I saw the stat, like the most wins in the last playoff wins in like the last 4 years, and he's 3rd. So what is the obsession? Is this kind of also fall in line to what we've all kind of been drawn to in every organization, and every debate is ring culture? If you haven't won a ring, then someone else will get us that ring and you don't fire the players?
I think, Jason, it's a really interesting question. Because,
and like, why is Billy Donovan still going in Chicago? Again, not saying he needs to go, but these aren't balanced in the thought process. Where you have Malone, who won a championship, wildly successful.
Yes.
Taylor Jenkins, very successful there. Mike Brown was pretty successful here. Thibs, but other guys. And then Bickerstaff, like, he's a good example. He wasn't doing so hot. Or he was doing okay in Cleveland. Okay. And then he goes to Detroit. He's great. Kenny Atkinson takes him even to a higher level. It's just a weird premise on coaching. And then some people will go, I could coach, Tatum, Brown, Holiday, Porzingis, Horford, like who, Missoula, what really did he do? Well, you moved on from Ime to go to Missoula. Was Missoula the one that took him over the top? Well, no, because they won the title with all that talent. Well, then why doesn't he get credit for that? It's a weird area that we're in with coaches, I think.
You have me, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm furiously Googling.
Yeah, what are you looking at?
Well, you made me, I don't want to get too on the Freud couch here. When you look at NBA ownership, okay, and you look at who owns teams. So you mentioned Chicago. Okay, so we're talking about longest.
The top five are, Spoelstra, Kerr.
Okay, so hold on. So Spo, I'm doing something here.
Yeah.
I think I might be onto something.
Then Kerr.
Okay, Kerr.
Billy Donovan.
All right, hold on. Donovan, yeah, go ahead.
And then Ty Lue.
Okay, Lue, which is the Clippers.
And then Dagnall. But these, the Dagnall and Lue aren't, and Donovan really aren't, forever, ever, but I think they're about 5 years in, 4 or 5 years.
Donovan is, okay, that's
Chicago.
Yeah, that's Ryan's. Okay.
Oh, so you're going ownership? Okay.
Balmer. And then Bennett.
Yep.
Okay, let me just see. I'm gonna.
He's doing work, guys.
I'm gonna lay something on you because I think I
you give an answer?
Yeah, I'm not. I think I have a theory.
Okay, we'll go with theories.
And give me.
So this is GM related. Ownership related.
It's 100%. This primary. Nope. What? How did he? Okay. So he was.
And by the way, on the 18 teams that have made a coaching change since January of 23, some of them are obviously playoff teams and been good and successful. Some of them obviously have been bad, but.
All right. The top 5 tenured guys. By the way, I'm even going to include Thibodeau.
Okay. Dolan.
Mickey Aronson is the owner of the Heat.
Mm-hmm.
He made his money with the cruise ships. He's a cruise ship magnate, Carnival Cruises and all that stuff, right?
Okay.
Joe Lacob is a finance guy. Now, Peter Guber, his one of the main co-owner is Hollywood. But again, it's important to understand. Joe Lacob's came from the world of finance.
Yeah. Also,
yeah.
Kerr won 4 titles.
Also, yes, exactly. Jerry Reinsdorf owns the Bulls, and that's Billy Donovan.
Yeah,
okay.
Which is the least successful so far of those 3.
Right. And Billy Donovan, Jerry Reinsdorf was a tax attorney. He came from the legal field. Clay Bennett owns OKC. Clay Bennett's the chairman of Dorchester Capital, so again, finance. And James Dolan, I don't even know how the hell James Dolan, man. He probably
and Ballmer too.
No, I'm waiting on that.
Did he make his money off his band?
Nephew is he switched. Oh, that's right. James Dolan was a Cablevision. He made TV. So you're looking at counting Thibodeau, who is number 3 in all right. I'm going to bring it all together now.
Okay.
So Tom Thibodeau was the 3rd longest tenured coach. We're going to put him in here for a reason. So of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up until yesterday, longest tenured coached teams in the NBA. You have cruise ships, finance, legal, finance, cable television.
Okay.
Now, Steve Ballmer came from Microsoft, but I would argue, I won't make that argument. It's a limp argument, but that Steve Ballmer was also from the world of finance, and they just have. Here's my point. There is a disease in the NBA that has been percolating for the last 2 decades. And it started with a young guy. You can trace it back. A young guy who bought his team in the year 2000 when he was 41 years old. He made his money online or from the world of .com. He was a founder of a company called broadcast.com. And he sold broadcast.com, which ended up flopping afterwards. I believe the Yahoo made a bunch of money, became rich. And Mark Cuban was really the first owner, and I'm not counting Red Auerbach, who used to coach the Celtics and was incredibly involved, but Mark Cuban kind of changed the way owners operate. Dr. Jerry Buss was probably the godfather of this, but even still to that point, it was different. You would see Mark Cuban in the huddle. Mark Cuban's seat was right by the team. He flew on the team charter. He was involved.
Also, to go along with that, he was the first tech bro.
Yes.
In the NBA.
And that's what I'm talking about. The tech community is by nature a disruptive community. They are innovators by trade. They are disruptors by psychology. They believe that they have built the better mousetrap, and the world has beaten down their door and made them generationally wealthy. It's important to understand, though I'm not wealthy, we know some wealthy people and understand the psychology, as do many people listening right now. In fact, many of you may be one of those people. When you become generationally wealthy, your life completely changes. I'm not just obviously the financial stuff is one thing. Now, all of a sudden, your biggest enemy is time, because it's the one thing you can't buy. You have now made it. Now, what do? You have reached the summit. What the hell do you do? We've talked about Conor McGregor before, and I'm going to tie this in. Conor McGregor was on welfare in Ireland. He would get up at 4 a.m. and drink raw eggs or whatever and put his hoodie on in the middle of an Irish winter, and he would run 10 miles a morning before he went home to his partner and his newborn baby, and they got by on food stamps and nothing. And that hunger propelled him to stardom in the UFC. Once he attained generational wealth as he rose up, his career took a free fall, not partially because people figured him out, don't get me wrong, but how do you have that hunger? How do you force yourself to get out of your silk sheets and walk downstairs on your marble heated floors and hit the ground at 3:30 in the morning in an Irish winter when, oh, by the way, you're not living there anymore. You're living in some other place and you could be on the beach all the time. It's almost impossible. These tech folks disrupt and they create generational wealth, and they're looking for, how can I do things now? I don't want to now they're legacy chasing. They're legacy chasing. And on top of legacy chasing, a lot of these guys too, they buy their way into celebrity. I'm going to purchase this team. I'm going to follow the Mark Cuban model. I have now purchased my way into being a celebrity. People want to now take pictures of me. Nobody's trying to pose for pictures with the head of broadcast.com, with the exception of broadcast.com employees.
Yeah, but that's different if you're head of this team.
That's exactly right. And you have beautiful women lusting after you and people wanting, it is now satiating this massive ego, and you're surrounded now by yes people, literally, and in James Dolan's case, actually literally yes people. He owns the network. You are surrounded by people that are paid to agree with you. You come up with an idea. That's a great idea. You know what? And here's how we can execute it, because people want to be in an echo chamber psychology. Rich people are no different. People want to have their instincts reinforced. So you are now paying people to help execute your plans no matter how stupid they are.
Yeah. So how are these 6 then?
So these are all people that made their money outside of the tech corridor.
Gotcha.
I'll even add, by the way, since there's no reason.
And just different fundamentally than the
they
disruptors.
Think completely differently. Okay. Even though Pop just retired, Peter Holt, who is the owner of the Spurs, made his money off of selling caterpillars, not the bug, but the
equipment.
Equipment at dealerships and in machinery. He owned Holt Machinery. I think it would be very interesting to follow that premise. And when you look at what's the most stable coaching franchise in American sports, the Pittsburgh Steelers, I can promise you the Rooneys did not make their money off the internet. I think you get these tech bros that come in and purchase teams. They have a combination of new owner syndrome. And on top of that, I read Vivek Ranadive's book when he bought the team. He's got a few of them. And there's an entire chapter entitled Fail Fast. Their entire mindset is if it's not working and you're failing, don't hold on to the losing hand too long. Fold the hand, get a new deal, start over. So I think by instinct, they are impatient. They are, what's the word I'm looking for when you have to do, they're impulsive. They are
reactionary.
I was going to say cantankerous. You're right. Reactionary. And they fly by the seat of their pants. And the problem is they don't, almost to a rule, Jason, they don't have anyone around them that says, look, I work for you.
Yeah.
But this is not going to work. And here's why. You have to stop. I can only tell you on a much, much, much smaller scale. I'm so much better at thinking about this than I was before. I do work for a sports team.
Yeah.
I work for a guy that made billions of dollars in my other life in pharmaceuticals and all that stuff, sold it for billions, and is now owns sports teams. It's not easy to say, hey, I don't think this is a good idea. It's really not easy. But you have to say that sometimes or you're not doing your job. The problem is there are some people, and thank God I don't work for one of those. There are many owners, I would say, the majority, that Jason, if I'm the owner and you're working for me, you're one of my executive team leadership guys, and you're saying I want to do this thing to sell season tickets, and you're like, ooh, here's why it wouldn't work. Well, now you're challenging my intelligence. Jason, how come you're never on board? Why does it seem like your job?
Why are you here?
Why is your job to tell me why it can't work? And I love this as one of the dumbest managers. I need people to tell me why it can work. Well, what if it's a bad idea, dude? You want me to lead you down that road? Ultimately, they surround themselves with yes men. And I don't believe for a second that when you really do a deep dive into the ownership tenure in this city, that way of thinking, in part, not all, permeates through the hallways.
Yeah.
It's a disease, and I don't know if it's eradicatable.
Well, and the other part, too, that I think is ingrained in here somewhere is media as well. Like the
100%.
pressures of,
that's right.
Because we've seen, well, hey, this Denver got rid of Michael Malone,
That's
a
right.
championship coach with 3 games to go. New York, you better do it, or whatever. Pick your team, pick your organization. This record, this guy's unacceptable. People are ready to move on faster. The cycle is faster than ever. And I think media, then the people that'll make rash decisions, impatient, like, well, I'm hearing this rumor here. We better do something. And I think a lot of it all snowballs together.
You mentioned social media, no, because I'm thinking I think you can add that to the point.
Yeah.
That
Media and social media.
But you also have a lot of these owners. They're reading.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Jason needs to get off his ass. He doesn't know what he's talking about. This coach sucks. And then they go, I'm tired of taking shots for this guy. They think I'm an idiot now. Fire him tomorrow.
Well, and then maybe you're looking at the game at a different lens. It's like, hey, maybe I didn't like that timeout call. And then you see, like, what a dumb timeout. Now all of a sudden, now you're mad at that coach. And you're like, I wasn't feeling this way before.
Absolutely. And you're watching the game as a fan, but you're executing the plays as an owner. And those are generally not interchangeable.
Yeah.
The amount of owners in sports that don't understand that they don't know anything about the game compared to the people that are lifers. They think that, hey, I built this company. I did this thing. I created this. This is a game. It took me, I went to Harvard. I went to Yale. I understand. No, you don't. You think you do, but you don't. But you're executing plays like you're a quarterback. You're not a quarterback. You're a fan with a huge checkbook.
Yeah. And then sometimes, past success, like I think Spoelstra's a great coach. I really
Agreed.
do. But like on his own right now, like, oh, he's won a title. It's been a while.
It has been a while.
And they've been a playing team.
Right.
But I don't hear of them going, we need to find somebody better.
Yeah. I couldn't agree.
Interesting.
We'll take a break. Well, I went down the road. When we come back, so what's next in New York? Who are they getting? Who could they get? What's the plan? And then we'll get to who's out, who's not streaking. We'll do that next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Whitey here for Napoleon Grills, reminding you that when buying a new grill, every detail matters. While supplies last, you'll receive a $149 gift with purchase on every new Napoleon Prestige stainless steel grill. The kit even includes a pizza lover starter kit and much more. And now up to $79 off Napoleon Rogue models. Napoleon grills are built different, built better, built to last, with a lifetime warranty and premium steel that boasts amazing quality. Visit Green Acres Nursery today for your best selection of Napoleon grills and accessories.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Saturday, June 7th, the Spears Cars Tours West lights up the Stockton 99 Speedway with limited and pro-late models, MMI Legends, mini stocks, and NCMA Sprints. Presented to you by Tracy Ford. Gates open at 5, racing at 6. Grab your tickets now at Stockton99.com. Be there.
An Australian hiker travels to the American West to walk a wilderness trail.
Wasn't afraid to be out on his own.
But Eric Robinson vanished in the high Uinta Mountains.
I remember thinking, Eric, what were you thinking, mate?
I'm Dave Cawley. Join me on my podcast, Uinta Triangle, where I travel the world to answer the question, what happened to Eric Robinson? Follow Uinta Triangle. That's UINTA Triangle on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen.
Hey, it's Mike Rohn. If I have a choice, I like to do business with companies that actually stand for something. That's why I switched from Verizon to Pure Talk. No offense to Verizon, I'm sure they stand for something. I just don't know what it is. Pure Talk, on the other hand, is a veteran-owned company that supports our military in a big way, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I also appreciate unlimited talk and text and plenty of data for half the cost of the big guys, and I do like being on America's most dependable 5G network for just $20 a month. But what I really appreciate is no contract, no cancellation fees, and Pure Talk's commitment to handle all their customer service in this country. I saw it for myself. I went to Georgia, I got a tour of their headquarters, I met their CEO, and I talked to the same customer service folks that you'll talk to when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Switch today and save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. a wireless company that actually stands for something.
The Giant Summer Sale is here. Get giant savings on our giant selection only at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Looking to own or lease? Save during the Giant Summer Sale and drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our number one priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Folsom Lake Honda. Go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Now through June 22nd at Big O Tires, buy 3 tires, get 1 free on 4 select Big O brand tires. And every set is backed by our industry-leading ProTech Plus protection warranty. Installation purchase required. Disposal fees extra, not valid with other offers. See Big O dealer for details.
Carmichael Dave.
He has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say. He's good at what he does.
On Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back, Wednesday. God, if only the audience knew how freaking weird the two of you are, man.
Oh, you want to ask them the questions? Let's ask them the question. You're big on poll questions, so. Yep.
Hey, Chris, by the way, do you have an answer for this? We'll just do this on the air. Why is the World of Audio folder not updating?
They haven't been updating
They do that like twice a year.
I know.
Where they just go, we're not going to send.
One guy's on vacation.
We have a service that sends us all the audio.
Like, it better be there tomorrow.
For the finals?
For Friday, yeah.
Yeah. No, they send us for example, Friday, we should be able to, Chris will come in the morning and download. There's like 50 highlights from the Thunder Pacers game 1, along with post-game interviews and all that. So every day, you come in and part of the show prep is you open up the last time it came through was the last day of May, because the only folder in here is the 1st of June from the day before. So anyway, okay, well, did you send an email, Chris?
I'll have to talk to you about that later.
Okay. What is next in New York for the Knicks? Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. I think Michael Malone's going to get a good long look from them. I would predict the following, and again, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. It would either be what's his face, their assistant that's going between them
in Phoenix,
or I think Michael Malone would be the front runner. I think Budenholzer has a great reputation.
Yeah, why? And I saw his name mentioned again. I'm like, why does he keep getting looks here? I mean, he won the title in Milwaukee, but he's in Atlanta before, was successful. It just feels like he's bounced around a lot here lately. And
the word, and I say the word, but this is from some pretty trusted journalists. He's just an ass to be around. He's just huge ego.
Why you hire him?
That's what
that word's got to spread,
right? Yeah, and then it spreads, and people don't want to, Which I wonder, when I always wonder when Karl Anthony Towns got traded to the Knicks, playing for Tom Thibodeau, who he played for in Minnesota. Part of me did wonder, like, oh God, is he going? Here I go again. Here we go again.
And sometimes you go opposite of what you just had. So I don't know that they're going to go into a coach that's like, a pushover or hey, no practice today. Sure. I don't think it's as dramatic as that. But the first and foremost, it's a great job.
Yeah.
Also a tough job in New York. I mean, Thibs was successful.
Yes.
And I think there's more pushback against the Knicks than on Thibs right now. But I'm sure at times like Thibs can't get it done. That's what people are saying. So because if you take this job, this team just made it to the conference finals. You can't go backwards.
No, you can't. And if you do, it's completely on the front office.
Right.
Now, one other thing I do believe, and I don't believe it's going to happen, but I think it's going to happen. I think they're going to trade for Kevin Durant. I'm going to say that again.
Okay.
I think they're going to trade Karl Anthony Towns to Phoenix. You need somebody at that spot. I think Cat's going to go to Phoenix. I think Kevin Durant's going to go to New York. I think KD's wanted to play in New York damn near his whole career. yes, he went to Brooklyn. He wanted to go to the Knicks. They almost got him there. That's a trade that works out salary-wise. I think the Knicks would, I don't know if they'd be fine with Mitchell Robinson at center, but I think now you bring in Durant, who is all of a sudden I don't even want to call him a 1A. That then becomes really Kevin Durant's team with Jalen Brunson as a hell of a 1A, along with, and also him being surrounded by the defense he'd be surrounded by. You're not really losing it, even though Cat's a 7-footer, you're not losing a tremendous amount. It's not like he's a great defender either.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not losing this massive amount of defense bringing in KD for Cat. I think they switch it up. I think that's going to happen. And then ultimately, I think they're going to bring in, probably, to your point, I think it's going to be a player type coach.
Yeah.
Like Steve Kerr it's not going to be Steve Kerr, but Steve Kerr would be I think a really good fit there. I do wonder, I think a dark horse in this whole thing would be Mark Jackson.
Yeah. What about Van Gundy?
I thought about that.
I know he was there before,
Yeah.
and he did a really good job with the Clippers.
I would love that.
I think it would be a kind of a cool story.
I would really love that. Also,
do Knicks fans like him, right?
I think they love him.
Yeah. And not that you worry about the fans, but
so in the three guys we're talking about, Michael Malone's a New York guy, champion, all that. Jeff Van Gundy has history and unfinished business, a term we know very well around here with the Knicks. And then, like I said, I think Mark Jackson would be an interesting candidate. Now, it's funny I say that, being that I made the whole point yesterday about Steve Kerr taking over from Mark Jackson, and is Mark more of a Doug Collins guy? But Mark's also had about a decade off, and he's watched his ex-girlfriend go on to win Miss America 4 times. So he's got to have a pretty big chip on his shoulder. And Mark Jackson is a New York god. He is a god in New York. St. John's, he is New York. I've heard some things about Patrick Ewing.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems too... I don't know, man. That's a tough look. If it happened, it happened. But I don't know. I don't think they're doing that.
I also heard. Again, you just read a bunch of stuff. People throwing names out. Yeah, I know Hurley was messing around with the Lakers last year. I don't know if he
Danny Hurley. Yeah.
If he would look at the Knicks at all, or if the Knicks would look at him. The good thing is for the Knicks, I think it's, like I said, it's a good job. It's a coveted job. There's a pressurized job, like all of them, but you'd be entering a pretty good spot. The Knicks are a much better position than they've been in previous years.
So you would be entering a pretty good spot. You're also entering a really bad spot. Here's why. You're in the biggest fishbowl in the country, as you know. You are in, what's bigger, the Knicks or the Giants? I'm saying in New York, not value.
I don't know. I guess football, Giants.
But
I guess.
I weirdly feel like if you ask like New York fans, maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know.
I feel like they go Yankees obviously number one. You go Yankees, Knicks, Giants, but I could be wrong. Either way, you're not the Mets, you're not the Islanders, you're not the Nets. It's a great and tough spot, because also you're coming into that situation. There's going to be a lot of people that are like, why the hell did you fire Tom Thibodeau? So now you've got to come in, and man, if you do anything less next year, anything less than make the NBA finals like that, you're going into a job in the biggest fishbowl in the world. And if you don't make the NBA finals, not Eastern Conference Finals 7 games, not win your division, not win 60 games. If you do anything but make the finals or win a championship, you suck. It's a failure. They should have kept Thibs. What are you doing?
Right.
Like,
Absolutely.
That's a pretty high bar to enter. Whereas, let's counter it. Doug Christie.
Yeah. They want to win a championship, but there's no expectations of that.
The bar is so insanely low here.
Can you get to the playoffs?
Yes. If you can get either through the play-in or the 6th seed, you don't have to buy any of your booze here.
Yeah.
We'll worship you that year. You'll win a Coach of the Year probably, like Mike Brown did.
Right. But then it changes, right?
Right.
Like it did for Mike Brown as well.
Then expectations change.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think Mike Brown's expectations will ever make the finals.
Right.
But we're talking about, hey, can you be top 6? Can we host a couple playoff
Get to the
games?
second round, I think was a fair thought process. They had made it to the first round. Okay, now you start the climb. Can you get another year here and get to the second round? And they did not.
I think Jay Wright is a name you have to keep an eye on, too. He's been chilling for a while. Villanova coach, Pennsylvania guy.
If he wants to coach anymore, I don't know.
I mean, what is he, 63? From the 916, Dave's talking up Mark Jackson a day after having lunch with Scott Perry. Was that? No. I've said many, many times, I have nothing personal against Mark. I would not be overly excited about Mark Jackson coming here. I mean, Scott Perry, the fact that we have Scott Perry might make a difference there too. That's true.
Right.
But the things that you hear, that it's kind of like it's not the same, but it's kind of a second cousin of the reasons why I said Jimmy Butler would never work here. I think Mark Jackson is a great coach and is going to probably be. There's a reason Mark Jackson has not gotten a job.
Correct.
Since the Warriors, where he had a phenomenal tenure and teed up. Think about this. You teed up a dynasty, and you haven't gotten a job since then. There's reasons. I don't know exactly what they are. I think I know a couple of them, and so do you, but I don't want to speculate. That's not fair to Mark Jackson, but it ain't because he's got bad breath. You know what I'm saying? We'll take a break when we come back. Who's hot, who's not? We'll go streaking. And also, it's not that Mark ever lacked energy with the Warriors. He brought it day in and day out. Wow, didn't expect that curveball. Speaking of. Yeah, it's cooler than it was last weekend, but woof, is it hot. I don't like this. I don't like this heat. It's already started. It's barely started. But I can tell you this: the new air conditioner I bought from American Energy Heating and Air is man, it blows. My new air conditioner blows. Yeah, but like, you think like I'm saying that in a bad way, but like actually it blows cool air all day long when I got to have it on. And it may be the first time I'm excited to get my bill because I know it's going to be a hell of a lot less than it was last year. Now, whether you need a new air conditioner, if you want to take advantage of low prices in the off season on furnaces, or you're just being smart and a good adult and you want to get yourself a tune-up, $24.50 right now. That is half price. And you can deal with a company that has served the greater Sacramento area since 1981. A+ Better Business Bureau. 916-520-9990. 916-520-9990. AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Who's hot? Who's not? And we go streaking before we get to the final hour of today's program. We'll do all that right after this.
The Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, UC Davis, and Sac State with the Sacktown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SacktownSports.com to join.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. It's Country in the Park 2, Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo. Along with the special guests, Mitchell Tenpenny, Low Cash, Vincent Mason, and Avriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. Saturday, September 13th at Cal Expo with Michelob Ultra. Tickets are available now at CITPFest.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-932-5858. That's 800-932-5858. 800-932-5858.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What's hot and what's not. Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Hey, Chris. That. Who is hot?
San Diego Padres.
The Padres. Oh, they've been playing the Giants.
Yeah, probably one of the reasons why they're hot.
Okay.
They are the first MLB team to win back-to-back road games despite being shut out through 8 innings, both since the Diamondbacks did it back in 2001 World Series winning season. Do you know which team the Diamondbacks did that to?
The Dodgers.
Jason?
Nope. Can't even possibly come up with a guess, Chris.
The San Francisco Giants.
Oh.
You thought it was going to be the Yankees.
I did.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay. All right. Fair play, as they say over there. Fair play, Chris. But then who's not hot?
The A's. I don't think I need to explain anymore. They're 1 in 19.
Yeah, but how about their Legends race?
So after the A's game yesterday, I said on Twitter, it's the smallest crowd to date tonight. Understandably, they're losing.
Yeah.
It's a total free fall on the field, but this was incredibly predictable. I'm actually kind of glad at this point they didn't put Sacramento on the team name. And I don't think we're there yet. But I want to, there's a reply I got from loyal listener Ray.
What's up, Ray?
I don't agree that it was predictable. Sacramento is a great baseball town. Strange that local folks don't want to go to watch baseball, regardless of it being the A's. Ownership sucks, but so does the community for not supporting a baseball team in your backyard. This is my worst nightmare. This is what I was screaming about all winter long. This absolute, I won't use that word, this unmitigated failure of an organization that, I don't like to throw the term cancer around because cancer is a serious thing, but whatever the alternative word you would use for this organization, this disease of an organization led by a disease of a person from an ownership level, I don't know him personally, comes to Sacramento in this half-ass, haphazard, and that's not a shot, by the way, at the Kings or everything they've done, or especially the employees who are working basically day and night, 2 jobs trying to make this work. I'm saying you're dealing with John Fisher. And they come to Sacramento and slap this thing together. And we are 2 months into the season. The team's in a free fall on the field. Attendance is low. It hasn't even gotten hot yet. By the way, we haven't even had field issues yet. We're going to, by prediction, not tough, between the River Cats and the A's playing as this season wears on.
Field looks great.
Field looks amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying it now.
Okay.
I'm just saying it now for an I told you so later. Not you, but, in general. We're going to start having field issues. God forbid a player gets hurt because of a field catching a spike in the outfield or something stupid. And now you can see the so predictable shift. Ownership sucks, but so does the community for not supporting a team in your backyard. Of all the things I was bitching about, Jason, all winter long, the one I was most afraid of is the idea and thought in some camps. Wow, thought Sacramento was a baseball town. People aren't showing up. No attendance. They never really got on board in the first place. And I hate to say it, Here we go with Doomer Dave again. This is going to kill any shot we ever had at Major League Baseball in Sacramento. It's the exact opposite of what they were trying to feed us. It's literally going to kill it. I don't know if I can't say forever. We'd be around for a million years.
Mm-hmm.
But in our lifetimes, any shot we had is going to die because people are going to conflate consumers who understandably want not even a quarter decent product and spending one of the larger ticket prices in the entire league to go watch literally quadruple A baseball. And then the narrative is going to be, well, Sacramento's not a baseball town. They had a shot, not a baseball town. And I hate that. And I hate the people that put this. I won't say that. I don't hate the people. I strongly dislike this deal because I am, as you know, we all are very protective of Sacramento and Sacramento fans. Now, I could be wrong. I could be full of it. I am often. People like you, Jason, are the epitome of why the team should be here. People like you that say,
enjoy baseball.
I enjoy baseball.
Play.
It's a great thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
People that are out on Home Run Hill and taking family, that's all amazing.
They all look like they're having a good time.
It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But this narrative that I think is only going to spiral.
Yeah. I think there's just too many camps out there, which I understand all of them. I'm not giving another dime to John Fisher. Get it?
Got it.
They didn't put Sacramento on their jersey. Get it?
Got it.
I'm an Oakland guy. Get it?
Got it.
Or, I want to go to the game here because it's an opportunity. Get it too? I mean,
get it 100%.
There's just a lot of different camps.
Let's not forget, and the team sucks is in a free fall and they're not competing.
That doesn't help.
Right,
yeah.
Right.
It's the Twins. Okay.
Yeah.
There's lots of reasons to go. Lots of probably more to not go, I guess. But yeah,
I would say that narrative too is very in the very low minority. A lot of the Sacramento's not a sports town.
There, you're saying that's in the minority.
Yeah,
couldn't agree with you more right now.
Well, like from all the national media, even them talking about geez, look at the attendance. That's crazy. That's dumb. And then a lot of them are just saying, well, do you know how bad it is that Sacramento won't show up for you? I mean, that's what I've been hearing.
It's never going to be unanimous. Yeah. But the camp of Sacramento doesn't support, or there's not a baseball town or can't support a baseball team. That is just going to grow. It may not get to 50%, but it's going to go from 1% to 10 or 15 or 20.
Much like when Oakland was officially leaving the last couple of years. Well, look, they don't even support the team.
That's right.
Well, that wasn't true.
No.
I also think that us not getting a Major League Baseball team isn't because of us. We're not even.
It was a long shot, anyways.
But every single city is ahead of us.
But I would say this: do you disagree? I think that the A's tenure in Sacramento is going to do more to harm the chances of baseball coming here than help it.
I don't agree with that.
Okay, that's what I think. I think ultimately that's totally fine. You might be right. From the 209, so you can acknowledge that Oakland always was a baseball town, and perhaps its ownership, that was always the problem. Never was about the fans. Tell me you don't ever listen to the show.
Yes.
Without telling me you don't ever listen to the show.
That is something that we all agree on.
You are barking up the incredibly wrong tree here. Let's go streaking, please.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing?
Streaking.
Artichoke.
All right, Chris was at 1. Dave, you're at 2. I'm at 5 going into yesterday's action for streaking. And let's recap it. Let's see how we did. Dave, you selected Fred E. Freeman.
Fred Freeman.
From the Los Angeles Dodgers. He got up 5 times. He got 2 hits, including 2 RBI and the walk-off game-winning RBI.
Holiday.
Freddie Freeman. Yeah, so you're now at 3.
Freddie Freeman.
Good job.
I think Freddie Freeman. I should get Freebird or something from now on. We choose Freddie Freeman. We should have a song for everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would you choose for Bobby Witt Jr.?
This is how we do it.
Okay. We'll take it.
Got any others?
No,
I do this all day long.
All right. He got up 4 times. He got 2 hits, including a home run and 4 RBI.
Wow,
that's a day. So now I'm at 6, and Chris,
you're getting
there.
Noticeable.
According to the 209, does not like it when he takes Jackson Holiday. So Chris said, "You know what? I hear you. I heard you loud and clear, and I'm taking Jackson Holiday." Jackson Holiday got up 5 times. Chris,
that's a lot. That's half a 10.
Yeah.
There's a reason he takes him all the time.
So he's at 2. Dave's at 3. I'm at 6. We're streaking.
I'm not going to lie, though. I don't completely agree with that texture. But it is a little annoying that you do take Jackson Holiday every freaking day. Like, there's like 300 players, I don't know, in Major League Baseball.
That's when he starts over. Now he can't take him
Just
now.
saying. Pick somebody else.
That's what I'm the most upset about him getting a hit is I can't pick him again.
Jesus.
All right, Dave, you cannot take Bobby Witt or Kyle Stowers or Freddie Freeman.
I'll take Jackson Holiday.
Wow.
See what I did? I pranked the audience.
I will take from the Houston Astros, Jeremy Pena.
Oh, they put the Tros and Astros. Yeah,
Chris?
I'm trying to end the streak so I can go back to Jackson Holiday. So I will take Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge.
What would be his one be?
What do you do?
No, waiting for what
was his song be?
You were good at this.
Oh, Aaron.
Yeah. No, probably go off Judge.
Judge? Is there a song?
Judgment Day? Is there a Judgment Day?
Aaron.
Tupac only got.
Uh-oh.
You fade that down. I'm going to see how quick it takes to get this guy. I don't know much, but I know I love you. That make me. Come on.
Because of Aaron.
Aaron Neville.
Yeah, I got it.
Because I don't think Judge Ryan will say anything. You can play the Beavis and Butthead theme, I guess, for Mike Judge. But yeah, we're going, hey, you got to be creative.
You were.
Yeah.
And you got to sing Aaron Neville.
That wasn't me singing.
No, it wasn't.
That was
right.
literally a clip of Aaron Neville.
Yes.
Thanks, Aaron.
He's always ready.
He's in the other room.
Yeah.
It's so weird. It's like one of the weirdest things about this station.
We should probably utilize him a little more.
Hey, there's the bathrooms over. There's Pat Tom and
I would enjoy more time.
Yeah, it's Kyle Ledbetter.
And Aaron Neville.
What's in the other room? Oh, it's Aaron Neville. Hey, Aaron. Now it's getting into now we're getting
Barry
dangerously
Gibb.
close to Barry Gibb. We'll take.
What if Barry Gibbs and Aaron Neville were in the other room?
God, what if Barry Gibb and Aaron Neville had a baby? When it cried, would it be like, why are we not fired? At least me. Why are we still here? Why do people listen? You're all weirdos.
For the pranks.
When we come back, some good news for the A's?
Yeah.
I didn't write this. Some good news for the A's. They haven't lost yet today? Wow. We'll be right back.
Get Aaron Neville in here.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sacktown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sacktown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
Summer's almost here, and so are popsicles, pool days, and a lot of smiling. Make sure your kiddo's smile is ready with a visit to Kids Care Dental and Orthodontics. Our expert team makes dental visits easy and fun with sensory-friendly hours for kids who need a calmer environment. We can also accommodate same-day treatments, and to save you time, if your child needs multiple treatments, we can often do them all at once. Appointments fill up fast, so don't wait. Beat the summer rush and schedule online at kidscaredental.com. That's kidscaredental.com, where healthy, happy smiles begin.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacktown Sports 1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then boom,
with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sacktown Sports.
What is Chris Verlaw going to do if Holiday gets injured? Asks a listener.
Why would you say that?
What would be the version of the song?
I don't know.
You have the slow one when he when he doesn't get one, or you have the version when he doesn't play. Lindsey Buckingham. We got to get to the A stuff, so I'm going to try to be a good host here. But Chris sent this during the break. This just happened a few minutes ago. I believe this is WF. Oh, no, this is TV. Never mind. I thought it was WFAN because Craig Carton, but that was, yeah. This is Adam Silver visiting with Mark Schlereth, Craig Carton, and somebody else I probably should know. And he was asked about the All-Star game next year. Listen up. This is interesting.
But what about the concept of USA versus the world? Is that something that we will see possibly next year as you continue to try to tinker with the weekend?
Yes. So next year, as part of our new media deals, the All-Star game returns to NBC, where it was when we were younger. And it so happens that next season will be smack in the middle of the Winter Olympics. So in fact, the game will be on NBC, and the very day we're on, the lead-in will be Winter Olympic events, and then coming out of the All-Star game, which is now going to be in the afternoon instead of the evening, there'll be more Olympic events. So what better time to feature some form of USA against the world? I'm not exactly sure what the format will be yet. I mean, obviously paid a lot of attention to what the NHL did with the
which was a huge success.
Which was a huge success.
The Frozen Four, that was awesome.
It was great. But also, going back, last summer, our Olympic competition was a huge success. I mean, those games, USA, Serbia, USA,
I love
France.
watching it.
And by the way, to
I'm
your
obsessed
point
with it.
about the European style, I mean, a more physical style basketball, a 40-minute game, which
is
I won't
why we
reference
didn't
again.
do it.
I just said it happened to be a 40-minute game in the Olympics, but yeah, we're not changing it. But it was, but I think that's another example.
Okay,
that was breakfast ball.
Breakfast
Fox Sports
ball.
1.
That's what I do after my first drive of the day. Every time we pull and play golf.
Breakfast ball. Then brunch, then lunch, then dinner ball.
Exactly. Snack, second dinner. Okay. How do you fill the team out, though? Okay, I'm just saying. So you pick your all-stars. This is the only real question I have. USA versus the world. But what happens when you've only got, we can fill out a great starting five for the world.
We'll pick last year's lineup. Let's go to last year's All-Star game.
All right, let's see.
Last year's All-Stars.
All-Star lineups 2024 NBA. Why am I stupid? Okay, so here we go. Starting lineups. Hopefully this has all the lineups. Hey, how's your day been so far, Jason?
It's been great.
Yeah, everything good? You good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna share this with everybody so they can see it along with us. You know, when you look at, I'm not even gonna try to vamp, dude, because everyone's gonna be like, what are you talking about? I'm trying to get this up so people can see. So I apologize.
No worries.
All-star lineups. Here we go. And here we go. Okay.
All right.
We'll make sure that looks okay for everybody. All right. So you've got these lineups, and I'll go to a bigger screen for us, Jason. So you have Luka Doncic.
Okay. International lineup.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's Canadian. Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
Giannis.
Yeah.
I think, Embiid, right? Yeah.
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 Can be, yeah.
I feel stupid here. I thought Paolo Banchero's from here, right? I don't think he's international.
He played for Team USA, but I don't know.
Okay. I think that's it in last year's rosters, right? So let's just say, okay, that's 5, but let's just say, I can't imagine they do this, but are some people not going to make the All-Star team because it's too American heavy and they can only,
so.
Right. So, then are you going to have like all the internationals and then some Americans that are playing on the world? That's literally the only other thing they could do. Right. I love the idea of USA versus the world, patriotism and blah, 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 any chance to make this thing a bigger deal. I want to win for my country. That's all awesome. But how are they going to do it? Like in hockey, it's like a 50-50 split, if that, man.
Right.
So it'll be, I don't know. Let's see. Let's get Chris. Can you get Adam Silver on?
Got it.
They
saw you on Breakfast Ball. You could do our show.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Adnator. Adnoid. Come on down. They've obviously thought of a solution. He's not going to go on there and say that if they haven't workshopped this thing to death. I can't think of a third possibility, and I don't like either of those ideas. Either A, you've got Americans playing for the world. That stinks. Maybe they're like secret agents.
Well, remember the teams they had last year? I mean, the All-Star game was a little weird, but they had like the OGs. They had
they're trying everything,
and
I don't.
Yeah, it's fine. Again, I take it for what it's worth. It's a exhibition for the league, and I think last year there were elements that were good. We all agreed that it just took too long. Remember, there was like some of the interviews. There was tributes to TNT. It's like, just play the games. Let's go. We have short attention, so let's move it.
You're right. No, yeah, and that whole break in between.
Yeah, too long.
Kyrie was born in Australia.
Okay.
Embiid played for Team America at the Olympics. Yeah, but
right.
I imagine they're going to. I think anyone who's even visited a foreign country may have to be eligible.
Yeah, I could see Cat playing for the world.
If he's played in Toronto at all.
What's Cat?
His parents are Dominican.
Oh,
I know his mom is.
Yeah, totally. There you go. Anyone
from out of town.
Sabonis would be world, even though he was, born in Washington.
Hey, you see, you're thinking of glass half empty. Think of it glass half full. We can get Sabonis into the
All-Star. There you go.
Yeah.
Sorry, De'Aaron.
Well, why would we be happy with Sabonis making the All-Star team next year?
Why wouldn't we?
Well, what do we?
You don't want him to make the All-Star team?
Well, I'd love for him to make the All-Star, but why do we care if some Toronto Raptor is on the All-Star team?
Wow.
Pranked you. Jacob Wilson won Rookie of the Month, speaking of exhibitions for the league.
For the A's.
Yeah. And he deserved it. He was very, 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 very he had a great career.
Yeah.
He is a professional hitter.
Yes, he is.
He brings his
great contact.
Great contact. The A's also announced their Hall of Fame class of 2025 will include Monty Moore. That's fantastic. Amazing broadcaster. And the big three, Hudson, Zito, and Mulder, which 100% also sounds like a law firm. But yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah, they're going to be enshrined later this year. The weird part about that is now we're kind of back to Sacramento. Like, where does this history live?
Probably in some shed until he gets to Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, but then like it's just the teams that move, teams that, like it feels like Ricky Henderson should have. He's so Oakland.
Right.
And was one of the greatest Oakland A's of all time. And, when teams move, I guess the A's aren't the only one that's ever moved. They've moved before. But it just feels like that's where he should be.
Yeah, I completely
like
agree.
A statue outside of some brand new stadium in Oakland that they're playing in, which they're not.
I would say in advance of that happening, I know some of them listen. I mean this with all love and respect. Whatever I'm sure there'll be a nice ceremony they'll put together. Please don't make it as long as the opening day ceremony, where literally everyone gets like. Let's just think about the All-Star game last year. What we just talked about. Say the names, give them some applause, quick speeches, and wrap it up.
Keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
Yeah,
it is weird because I mean, am I right? Were they all River Cats at one point?
Yeah, I think they all went through the River Cats.
So
I don't know if they were all there together.
Zito did for sure. Hudson did for sure. Did Mulder?
I don't know about Mulder,
I
but
think
like.
so.
That's weird of them coming here in the stadium that they played in the minor leagues
too.
Where they played in Oakland.
You know what I was thinking about the other day, to your point? Like, what if the River Cats hadn't changed affiliates?
Yeah.
And they were sharing the stadium with
their own ATP? Yeah.
I feel like that would actually be easier.
It might be. In one sense, yeah, it might be.
Who's his AAA affiliate right now? Fresno?
Nashville?
Is it really? How the hell do we not know that? I think as part of the deal, they should have switched for 3 years. Like, switch the River Cats back to the A's until the Giants could be. Giants have always been very accommodating to the A's.
Very super accommodating. Very understanding.
I'm dumb. The Las Vegas Aviators.
Oh, we're all kind of. Chris is dumb.
Yeah.
I'm the dumbest.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Like that texter said.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the worstest.
Yeah, you're supposed to be a producer. When they produce the answer. Don't worry, guys. Ben Simmons will save the All-Star game. That is true. He is Australian. Well, I'm sorry. I got to do this. Will the world team have to pay a tariff?
I hear Chris.
Sorry.
Where is the All-Star game next year?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Where is it?
Is it Indiana?
I think it was just
All right. Is that your guess?
No.
Let's all guess.
LA.
Oh, if we're all guessing, then I'll say, ooh, that might be right.
I'm just going to guess Chase Center because, wasn't it there last year?
Yes.
Okay. I won't guess Chase
I'll
Center.
say Indiana.
You'll say Indiana. You say LA. I will say Cleveland.
Okay.
And enter. Oh, that's for it says the Chase Center because I got to say 26. Jason is correct. Pranked you again. Didn't point at you. I pointed at him instead. It will be in LA at the Intuit Dome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I like the idea of Ben Simmons saving the All-Star game. That's good.
The Kings have an All-Star.
No.
Okay.
I don't believe they will. I hope they do.
What if they need Trey Lyles to boost up the world team?
Yeah.
Forgot about Wembanyama, by the way. Yeah, he's probably, I'm guessing health permitted. He'll make it.
Yeah. Should be good.
Oh, Wemby.
Oh, good old Wemby.
Good old Wemby, the big Wembinator.
Yeah.
We'll take a break. When we come back, Jason, you being the big gambler you are, you've got all these prop bets.
All of them.
Now, I've looked at the bolded headline that says NBA prop bets.
Okay. Then I will ask you these questions.
I have not looked at them.
Okay, good.
I promise you I haven't because
I made these up.
I'm very excited. Well, did you make something up that we're going to talk about on the show? That would be weird. Let's do all that right after this.
The only place you'll find Malik Monk is Sacktown Sports.
Oh my, what an athletic move that time by Malik Monk.
Hey Sacramento, it's Malik Monk and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sacktown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave here for American Energy, and oh my goodness, I'm born and raised here. I know it gets hot, but my goodness, we're already seeing 100-degree days. Listen to me. You do not want your system to conk out in the middle of June or July or August with one of those big 100-degree stretches. You want to make sure you're good all summer long. And my friends at American Energy Heating and Air can do that with a $24.50 tune-up right now. That's half price. And if you need a new system, $3,500 off, up to $3,500 off in rebates for qualified systems. They've been around since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. Call them right now, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
on Sacktown Sports.
You have to, Jason. I will remember. I was sharing it with Jason, my idea during the break.
I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
Oh, wow. Oh, you guys can do fun jokes and pranks, but I can't.
Who would that be a prank on?
You guys, dude, that would be such great revenge. Like, how do you recover from that? I know I wouldn't. What? Come on. That's funny. Literally, I wouldn't.
Don't look at the bets.
All right. NBA prop bets. You ever know those? You ever see those honey bears?
Yeah. What about them?
Those are cool. Is there any other product that has the equivalent? I'm just saying, like,
that's a donut.
The honey bear is bears like honey, right?
Yeah.
So what is there if, like, imagine if, like,
why wasn't it like a beehive?
what if, like, you could squirt ground beef out of a lion? I don't know, because they'd eat a cow. I'm just saying, like, something like that. Is there an equivalent to the honey bear for another food?
Squirt ground beef out of.
I'm saying, like, a lion would kill a cow and eat it. Just like
why wouldn't a cow be
like for milk?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like you actually poured milk, like you had a milk jug and it had the little nipples on the side, and when you poured it, it came out of that would be, hey, look at my milk cow. I got a honey bear and a milk cow.
Yes.
I'm just saying that's kind of unique that there's a honey bear. Like it could just come in a regular old squirty. I guess there are honey jars that have jars, but let's be honest. And by the way,
how do they get chocolate milk?
Well, the last question I have about that, I've never thought about this. Is the honey bear proprietary? Like, is there only one company that can, like, they have the rights to the honey bear and that's all the same brand? Or is that open to everybody and you can't trademark it?
Yeah, I don't know.
I
It
don't
feels
know
like
either.
it's different brands, right?
But then, so what? They
But
just
the same
all
looking bear.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what if you had like a peanut butter tree? Because that's where peanuts come from, right? Isn't it? Wait, no. Wait a minute. Yeah, peanuts are a nut. They come from a tree. They don't come from like a bush, right? Neither do you know the answer, or do you know the answer?
I'm letting you work through this.
Fine, we got NBA prop bets to get to, but
yeah.
I'm going to put in peanut tree. By the way, did I ever tell you that peanut was the term my kids used when they were little for male part? Yeah, because we didn't say, Yeah, look, wow. Have you ever seen a peanut tree?
I don't know that I have.
That's what wait a minute. Dude, they're not trees. They're it's like a farm, like a garden. Like they look like what would that be? Like how you'd have rows of lettuce. Yeah, peanut
shrubs.
A peanut shrub.
Bush.
I thought because it was a nut, it came from a tree.
It's actually a legume.
It didn't fall far from the tree.
The peanut? The peanut bush. Oh, so a peanut's not a nut? Is that legit?
Yeah.
It's a bean?
It's a legume.
Well, you know, isn't a legume a bean?
I think so. I don't know.
I didn't know that. Jason, I didn't know that at all.
Buy me some legumes and Cracker Jacks.
Hey, everyone's life has been a lie. Did I have this for you? Okay, real quick, because we got NBA prop bets, but I did save this for you. Gentlemen, let's test your knowledge of nature. Everybody play along at home. Can you tell me the difference between, any difference at all, between a mountain lion, a puma, a cougar, and a panther? How you tell them apart?
Age,
Chris?
Color?
Tail?
They're all the same animal.
Oh.
A mountain lion, a puma, a cougar, and a panther. They're all the same animal. You know how I know that? Uber facts. I saved it.
Yeah.
Did you know that? I didn't know that. NBA prop bets. Sorry,
All right.
I had to do all that.
How about this? Series over under. Oh. Do you know who this is?
I do. Is it the part of the song I'm going to know yet?
There's no words.
Is it like Herb out? No.
Oh, good call. Good idea.
I know the song.
Yeah.
Is it
Feels so good?
T-Pain?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's
Chuck Mangione.
Featuring Chuck Mangione.
Oh.
Okay. Series over under 5.5 games.
Under.
Yeah. That's a good one, though.
Okay.
It's not going to be 4.5 or 6. Yeah, 5.5 is the right number.
SGA or the field for finals MVP. So you get everybody else.
All right.
SGA.
So I believe the Thunder are going to win the title, and they're heavy favorites.
Is there a world where he's not the MVP?
So, yeah. Is there a world where
Chat just goes off?
I think Jalen Williams is the only guy. It's not like NFL MVP where
Dort.
that would be so awesome. It's not like the NFL where like Larry Brown can win it. You know, like, yeah, I take SGA.
Okay.
And by the way, does it say who's favored?
I'm sure it's got to be him.
Him versus the field. Yeah.
The one weird one. Do you have the over under, or I think it's plus minus of Pacers or the OKC winning the next 2 championships?
Oh no.
I think I saw it yesterday. OKC to win this finals and next year's finals is plus 285, which is insane.
Wow.
Oh, I turned my mic off. They are. A lot of people think they're going to be a dynasty. I don't know that
I think it's really difficult to do that, but
yeah,
they're equipped to do it. I would say that's for sure. All right, here's another one. Which number will be higher? Halliburton's assists per game or SGA free throw attempts per game?
That's a good one. That's a very good one.
Thank you. Just give me a ballpark of what you think each one will do.
I think SGA. Let's see what he averaged.
I think SGA will probably be around 7.
That's what I was thinking 8, but yeah.
And I'm thinking.
So SGA averaged 8.82 free throws per game last year, second to noted free throw merchant Giannis Antetokounmpo. So the question is, will Tyrese Halliburton
average more than 8.8?
Average 9 assists or more? I instinctively want to say it'll be Shai Gilgeous. Hey, Shai Gilgeous. But let me just see what Halliburton's been averaging in the playoffs here.
I'm going to say Halliburton.
10.5 in the last series, 7 in the series before, 11.6 in the series before that. Yeah, I'm going to say Halliburton too. I actually think that's a pretty good. I think that might be, SGA winning Finals MVP. That might be the one I'm most confident on.
So you both took the under on 5.5 games. I'm assuming it's 5, maybe 4.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the most common game outcome pick was Thunder win, Pacer win, Thunder. That's the highest odds.
Okay, so
5-game series.
Yeah.
Thunder in 4, but 2 in a row, 1 Pacer victory, and then 2 more Thunder. Would you disagree with that at all?
Oh, I get what you're saying.
That was the order of games. So the most popular is Thunder in 5.
Yeah.
Win, loss, win. So they lose the first game in Indiana.
I understand why that's the favorite. And it should be the favorite.
Would you pick differently?
I think I would. I just don't know if I'd put the Pacer win. I think I'd have a little fun because there'd be value there, odds wise. I think I'd pick the Pacers to win one of the first 2, and then whichever one they won, the Thunder win 4 straight. But I would probably go again. I don't think this is going to happen. I'm saying if I was gambling, I would probably go Pacers win game 1,
and then
backdoor
sweep.
Thunder, yeah.
Got it. Wow. Okay. There you go.
Interesting.
Those are my made up finals prop bets.
Those are good. Oh, did you make those up?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was from. Oh, I thought you were joking about that. Those are really good. Like I'm saying, like I mean,
they probably live somewhere.
Do you seriously believe this guy now?
That's a great point. We'll take a break. When we come back, I don't know.
I did. I'm not.
I don't even. Is there even an NBA Finals, or is that a prank? We'll be right back after this.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water. But you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time for water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
I got to get business cards printed for my entire staff, but where do I even?
That was easy.
Oh, okay, Staples. But can I have bigger stuff printed too, like huge signs and banners?
That was easy.
Nice. And what if I had to ship a package?
That was easy.
Have my passport photo taken?
That was easy.
Coffee and snacks?
That was easy.
What about the latest laptops?
That was
Earbuds
easy.
and headphones?
That was
Office
easy.
chairs?
That was easy.
I think I also need to get some Staples.
Seriously?
I had to ask.
For everything your business needs to get the job done.
Staples. That was easy.
Big news. Newsmax just went public on the New York Stock Exchange, and millions like you are joining our news revolution. Newsmax is now the 4th highest rated news channel, just behind CNN. Reuters says we're one of the top news brands in America. 40 million Americans go to Newsmax for shows with Rob Schmidt, Greta Van Susteren, Rob Finnerty, and more. So download our free Newsmax app on your smartphone or TV and start watching. President Trump says Newsmax is truly terrific. Get the free Newsmax app and check out Newsmax shares on the stock exchange. Go to newsmaxinvest.com. That's newsmaxinvest.com. This is not an offer to buy or sell securities, nor shall there be any sale of securities in any jurisdiction in which such an offer would be unlawful.
When you're young, life is full of choices. Don't let opioids like highly addictive and deadly fentanyl take away your life with just one wrong pill. Addiction is a disease that can affect anyone at any age. But there is a choice to get help for this disease. Find medically proven treatment options, including virtual, at choosemat.org.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents it's local, but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Comcast Business, powering possibilities. Well, looking for something positive in the midst of a dismal stretch for the A's, center fielder Denzel Clark, finishing his second weekend in the big leagues and playing in his hometown of Toronto, went 4 for 9 with a home run in the last 3 games of the series, and also made a sensational Spider-Man leaping catch over the wall in center field, robbing Alejandro Kirk of a home run. Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. It's how retailers become seamlessly restocking, cyber-securing must-visit shops. And it's how healthcare offices become data-managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sacktown Sports.
You know, we're going to give away these tickets to Louis C.K. right now. But can we have a quick on-air meeting?
Okay.
I'm tired of just giving things away. I mean, ultimately, we're bribing listeners, and that's fine. But I want it to be fun and entertaining for the audience, too. Am I correct? Do I remember a conversation? Remember, I thought you guys were on the game yesterday. I can't remember anything. Do I remember a conversation at some point where it was like, even if we wanted to do trivia, we have to like...
It has to be part of the rules.
Okay. But if we know what we're... Like, let's say next week we're giving away tickets to go see Jason Ross live in concert.
Mm-hmm.
If we knew what the contests we wanted to do were, could we send an email to the promotions guru and they write them into the rules and then we're in compliance?
I believe so. Yeah, we just have to have enough lead time. Yeah.
So how, go ahead.
Yes.
So if I wanted to bring something back we used to do on the night show and do Make Us Laugh.
No. Because that is subjective.
What do you mean?
Like, it's not like...
It's not like a
if
black
you want
or
to
white
win,
correct
you
answer.
have to get it needs to be like that.
What's funny?
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. If it was, hey, which Kings, had the most assists per game,
Sure.
there's a finite answer. Yeah.
Right.
But like someone could be laughing at a joke or something, whatever was done, and others aren't. And it's like, what's funny? How do you define what that is?
Because we laughed at it.
I'm with you. It's just,
is that where we are in the world?
Of course, that's where we are in the world. You know that.
One of the great,
because you could have someone say like, "Hey, I wasn't given a fair shot at this prize. I'm going to sue the company."
Everyone else I told this to, they laughed, but these guys didn't laugh. They did not want me to win.
So there's a situation, I'm just trying to come up with something out of my head, where somebody who, let's say, is not as financially secure as most, has some sort of like cheap phone that they get on a subsidy from somewhere that's on some different network that is then proven to be slower than AT&T. And then they sue the radio station because they tried to be caller 6, but they couldn't dial as much as Rich Jason over here with his Android. And so now they're being unfairly discriminated against because they're poor. No,
that's not what it's considered.
That's so stupid.
Well, run it by promotions and see.
Yeah.
Why?
Maybe we'll give you a different answer.
Why doesn't anyone ever say walk it by? Hey guys, can we do the promotion? That'd be great.
With the Ricky Henderson head on. Still getting great feedback from that, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah. They really enjoyed your part of this.
That makes one of us.
There will be
Revenge.
contact with the Oakland Athletics.
Yeah, I think it's only appropriate that. With who, Chris?
With the Athletics in Yellow County.
Chris can run in it, maybe. Maybe all three of us run in it.
No.
You don't want to be a part of
Nope.
it?
No, there's no upside.
All right. So here's the thing, too, is like he would be so paranoid that would be a prank.
Remember, this was not planned.
From the text line at my phone. Peanuts come from underground off the roots, you dummy. That's my dad. I'm getting it from my dad today.
I love that one.
Anytime we ever did something stupid, he'd say, "Oh, we should have raised German Shepherds." No, that was really his line. Because they used to raise German Shepherds. And he'd say to my mother, "We should have raised German Shepherds." Jesus Christ. Where I feel is now. From the 916, saw Kyle Ledbetter for the first time on an 1140 social post. How do you guys not make fun of his hair? Well, make fun of his
hair is fine.
Yeah, what's wrong with his hair? I make fun of his pants sometimes.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe the pants distract us from the hair.
Yeah. I don't know. Is there something wrong? It seems like he has normal hair.
I don't feel like I can judge.
A lot of Aaron. A's and who cares? The A's losing to the
make
Twins.
a bet on the A's Twins today?
Nope. Unless I get to, you know what'd be funny? I should watch. If I was like, yeah, I win if they lose. That's when they'll win. Twins at A's tonight. You going?
Not today. I'm going tomorrow. I'm telling you ahead of time. Confirmed that I'm going tomorrow to the day game.
Okay.
Day game.
Wow. Yeah. Is Chris going?
I do not know.
Okay. Hey, I told you I have to leave an hour early on Friday, right? Because my daughter's graduating at 9 a.m. for some idiot reason.
And I won't be here.
You won't?
Mm-mm.
Where are you going?
It's the start of my vacation.
Haha. Just kidding. No, not. What?
I'm going to the graduation too.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna have Anthony Lucas for the final hour.
I need you to text me your address. My wife said the following. She said, everybody who sends us a Christmas card gets a graduation announcement. So I've been gathering addresses from anyone that sends me because we don't send Christmas cards. But now that's our. So I need you to text me your address because that's the exact reason, and I'm totally not up to something.
Let's see. Maybe I'll send it to her.
Who, Avery?
Well, with all
Set the screen.
All the UCLA swag that I had for her.
That's a great point, dude. Do you even want a graduation announcement since she broke your heart?
Since she totally pranked you, Jason. Like putting the UCLA shirt on and then.
Yeah, what was that all about? And then even the time I'm like, go Bruins. She's like, huh. Yeah. Okay. I was like, wow.
I had to have a talk with her because my dad is getting her. It's a family tradition for all the college bound kids. They get luggage, right, from the grandparents. My grandparents did that for all the cousins but me. And her favorite.
You got one of those sticks with a bandana on the back.
Like the Hulk. I'm like walking away during the credits.
Yes.
Everyone's going to college. There's David.
Walking to the train tracks.
I got like a Swiss Army knife and some flint. Have fun, buddy.
Figure it out yourself.
Here's this carton of smokes. Smoke it up, Johnny. So my sister told my dad that her favorite color and the color she'd want the luggage was baby blue. Right? So I had to step in and say, you can't do that. She can't be wearing baby blue at USC.
But that's her favorite color.
You can.
Yeah, but you ever see that? You ever see Full Metal Jacket with the soap? I don't want that. What is that called? The house party? There's a something.
Sock party.
Sock party. By the way, speaking of who's hot, who's not, Drew Rasmussen of the Tampa Bay Rays, first pitcher in AL history to have a 4-start span where he's 4-0, has not allowed a run, has allowed 10 or less hits and 3 or fewer walks. Over 4 games, Jason.
Way to go, Drew.
Also, I wanted to play this too. This is just so people understand. Just so people understand the way radio works in places that are not Sacramento. This is actually a friend of the show because he used to be the lead-in for the longest time into the mornings, and he now hosts. Who the hell did he take over? He took over for somebody huge. Gio.
You take over for Carton?
Was it Carton? Yeah, you're right. I think you're right. Anyways, not Gio Carmazzi. Anyway, whatever the hell. So this was on WFA flipping N. Greg Giannotti talking about Karl Anthony Towns, by the way, who is a New York Knick. Just, you can tell where we're going here. Imagine this in Sacramento. WFA and the flamethrower, and here's his take on Karl Anthony Towns.
The biggest issue that the Knicks have going forward to get to the next level is the fact that they waited and waited and waited to go all in on a couple of guys, and the biggest one being Karl Anthony Towns. And they went and they traded for him, and he's making $50 million a year, and at the core, he's a loser. That is their biggest problem. The guy is a loser. He's a losing player. He complains. He is soft. He shows you flashes where he's the best player on the court. Not enough. He doesn't play enough defense. He bitches and moans. He is, up until this point in his career, a loser who is making $50 million, who is going to be a logjam as far as them trying to get to the next level.
His shot selection on Saturday night was insane.
I mean, he is getting to the point now as one of the most frustrating players I have ever watched in the uniform of a team that I root for because I know how good he can be. And it's just so damn annoying.
Now, to be clear, you said the same thing about him the other day. Remember last week when you were on the show? I mean, there's a lot. Kidding. We criticize. That's okay. God, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm being soft, but even I am like, dang, bro. Like, that's kind of, you can say, I mean, I don't know, just something about calling a guy a loser.
Right.
Unless it's John Fisher. But I'm saying about like Karl Anthony Towns. Yeah. Can imagine me like, Zach LaVine's a loser. I'd be like, well, he hasn't really won.
Yeah, you can question defense, question shot selection. That's all fine.
You're a loser.
That was way nicer than what Gilbert Arenas said about
that.
That.
I saw that. Well, Gilbert Arenas is
what
just
a bag.
A total freaking bag, dude. Wait, what movie? You're a loser. No, that's You're a Moron. From is it not Step Brothers? Old School?
I know what you're saying.
The guy gets up and he's like, best man, better man.
Oh, Wedding Singer.
The Wedding Singer. You're a moron. We'll take a break. When we come back, let's cross-talk it, Jason, with Alan Styles.
Let's do it.
You feel like that? 1-800-920-1140 right now. Get you tickets to go see Louis C.K. at the venue at Thunder Valley, June 14th. That's a week from this Friday. Enjoy a night full of laughs and more. Join me, my wife, a couple of friends out at Thunder Valley at the venue. Saturday, June 14th, looking for lucky color number 4. Right now, we'll be right back after this.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sacktown Sports and the Sacktown Sports app.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it. Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power Charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers, plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us, plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Chargers sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
Bonneville International Radio Station contests are open to participants at least 18 years of age and older that are residents of California and who reside in one of the 6 counties that make up the Sacramento metro area, unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win, unless the station otherwise specifies in its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 30 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. For a copy of the general contest rules, visit khtk.com.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things.
And now,
here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Yeah, here comes the rooster. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, I'd like to say Alan was in here on time yesterday.
Yep.
Yet not today.
I can hear him talking in the hallway.
Oh, I hear him too.
Hey, do we have an intercom in the...
Oh, we used to.
We used to.
That used to be
that's,
fun.
That's right, huh?
I don't think we do anymore.
That would be
I
amazing.
think we might somewhere.
I think that it would be awesome
Get a megaphone.
if somebody taught me how to use that.
I think that would be dangerous.
I think that would be amazing.
Well, he's in the control room.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Is Crosstalk now in the control room? Or is
newsroom?
Newsroom. Ah, see, newsroom here. Paging Alan Stiles. Paging Alan Stiles.
Hey, there he is.
Alan Stiles, air studio, please. Well, while we're waiting on Alan taking a sweet-ass time, the Suns have hired Jordan Ott, no relation to Mel, baby, as the franchise's next head coach. So the bio on Jordan Ott, yeah, I don't know. Literally have never heard of him. I probably should have.
So it's gone from
that kind of
Bud and Monty and Vogel.
Yep, Jordan Ott. Can't hear you. Got to turn your mic.
Well, they kept saying they wanted a first-time head coach
they
for
got
some
one.
odd reason. But
because Matt Ishbia has no idea what he's doing.
He played for Michigan
and then
State.
David Fizdale popped up for a week, and then he was gone.
God, that makes it even worse. I just realized with Matt Ishbia, because he played for Tom Izzo. How many times do you think, how early in his tenure do you think Matt Ishbia said something to the effect of, and unlike other owners, I played at a high level. I understand the game from a player's point of view.
Probably.
How'd that work out for Michael Jordan? He was pretty good. He played at a pretty high level.
I guess.
Super awesome owner, that Michael Jordan. Lots of success. Hey, Alan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Were you at the A's game last night?
No.
You missed.
Doesn't seem like anyone was.
You missed. You missed Christopher Laud doing one of the big head races.
Yeah.
He was Ricky Henderson. They had Raleigh Fingers, Ricky Henderson.
No, I'm
sorry.
familiar.
You're right.
But I didn't know they put fans. They don't put fans in there.
Well, it was a KHDK something or whatever. Do you still have the video?
No, I don't.
What is this?
They'll show you after the show. That's what they told me today at 6:03, and I was so excited for it, and we promoted it all day till 7:28. And then as I threw it to the video, they told me they were pranking me.
It's not even...
The video was making fun of him for believing it, and then we said that.
Wow. Jordan Ott, O-T-T-T-O-T-O.
I like
like that.
Dave, I know you know that song.
Yeah, duh. Everyone knows.
You know the dance?
Yeah,
I do the dance.
Oh,
right?
No.
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 What's coming up on the show today?
Obviously, this new news with the Suns and the Cavs hiring their assistant. We are getting into this Dallas Braden clip that he had and what's going on with the A's. I was listening to the Drive Guys yesterday and just trying to figure out what's the difference between, is it just the fact that they're losing now? Now it's a bad look. It just feels a little front runner-esque to me. Everyone was saying how good this was for Sacramento. Now they stink and all of a sudden it's a bad. You've been consistent, Dave. I do have to give you that. But it's a little weird to me now. This is such a bad look. Wasn't it always a bad look? Or would it not be a bad look if they were number one in the AL West? Why is it a bad look now?
What did Dallas Braden say?
Dallas Braden said that, essentially, I'm paraphrasing, that it was much harder on the players than I think they're leading on, and that everyone is kind of just dusting under the rug how hard it is for the players. So want to discuss that. And Michael Scotto dropped a heater talking about a certain point guard connected to the Sacramento Kings, somebody we've talked about, a free agent. And obviously, speaking of hints, we have our trade candidate of the day. And last but not least, guys, I do want to mention this as well, because this is starting our new segment, Sit Down with Styles. And at 1 o'clock, we are going to talk to Ayana Gonzalez. She's going to be in the building, a biochem major and the first female boxer in Sac State history.
Nice.
So she's going to be in the building.
And you basically did your whole show right there.
Yeah.
Well, hey, TLDR. 4 hours. You know what that means?
Tilder?
It took me a while
Too
to
long
figure that
didn't
out.
read. Come on.
Yeah,
Come on.
I figured that out
Come
about
on.
10 years ago.
Celebrity birthdays are brought to you by Crumble Cookies.
Doesn't it sound like a good show?
Sounds like a great show.
Sounds packed.
Your wife will be listening.
Yeah, she will. You're her favorite show. Set the screen. Wait, how do you know my wife will be listening?
Because you've said.
You've said.
Okay, just
like celebrity birthdays. Let's go.
Celebrity birthdays brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Don't know what your wife's doing? Why not have a Crumble Cookie? Relax. She's fine. Back to you, Jason.
Okay. On this date, in what year did the television show Tosh.0 debut?
Oh, now this is a good one.
I don't care. Tosh.0 was 2002.
I think he's right on.
Thank you.
01.
No, I think it's way later. I think it's like 2008.
04.
Chris is closer. 2009.
Wow.
I was going to say 2009.
16 years ago.
Happy birthday today to Angelina Jolie.
I saw that movie. I think I told you Wanted, the dumb movie where they curve bullets. The where they're assassins. They you can curve bullets. Yeah, there's a scene where like there's this bathtub that you go in and it's got all this white stuff in it, but it heals like your wounds.
Okay.
Like you're all like, it's a guy gets like beaten up or shot or something, and you're in this bathtub with this like white stuff, and you wait. What? It's literally a bathtub with white stuff. I'm not making it up. And you get up and you're all healed or whatever. It promotes your white blood cells.
Was she in it or something?
Yes,
Okay.
and then she
Yes,
but then she got out of it. Then she got out of the tub.
Oh.
And walked away.
Oh, that's right. That was
She was also in Hackers.
She was in Salt.
Did she also used to wear the blood vial of Billy Bob? Yeah. What a weirdo. She is 49.
America's Funniest Home Videos. Did that get repackaged? Because Tosh.0, they're all just repackaged. Is that the most successful repackaged show in history?
He is me. I just got it. You did. Now I get what you've been saying.
Yeah.
She's 51.
Wow.
She's 51.
49,
54.
51. We have a tie. She's 50.
Oh.
You got it.
Back to you. Brought to you by Crumble Cookies. Celebrity birthdays. Bless you.
Thank you. Happy
Bless
birthday
you.
to Russell Brand.
That guy.
That's Chris's guy.
You sound like you're from London.
Chris, true or false? There was a point in your life where you actually thought Russell Brand was really funny.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Oh, we know.
I like his movies.
Well,
I like the movies that he was in.
Think about this movie now. Get him to the Greek.
Yeah.
Russell Brand, Diddy. That's crazy.
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill. Don't throw Jonah Hill in there.
Russell Brand is 49.
Nah, that brother.
What?
No.
That brother is 52.
46.
Dave's closer, 50. Also.
Oh, who's a Russell Brand fan now?
Him and Angelina Jolie.
Happy birthday to former Piston Greg Monroe.
God, there's
Lefty.
a name from the past. Greg Monroe always looked like he was 50. He had what was the other guy with Kansas, Perry Ellis?
Yes. Oh yeah, he was 50.
But weirdly enough, what if Perry Ellis was 60, but he passed a point at some point and didn't age? And what if he passed a point where he didn't age? 100% a butt dial. My mother's calling me right now. It's 100% a butt dial. I will say Greg Monroe is 35. Go ahead. Hey, Mom.
37.
Oh, I thought you accidentally dialed. Hey, I'm finishing up the show. Can I call you back?
Sure.
All right. I love you.
Right.
What, Mom?
Call me right back.
I'll call you. Is everything okay?
Okay.
Okay. Love you. All right. Bye.
Wasn't quite a.
I know. I just, Anyways. Is everything okay?
I'm a little concerned.
39.
What were the guesses?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Somebody said 35.
Oh, Greg Monroe. I think I said 39.
Did you say 35? Oh, that's the correct answer. 35.
Hey, good job.
I was distracted by Mom.
Yeah, me too.
Happy birthday to the X-Man, Xavier McDaniel. He was intimidating.
Oh, I'm not going to like this at all.
No.
Oh, God. Xavier McDaniel is 61.
Oh, man. He's 60. I'm not going to like that.
58.
Please be right, Chris. Please be right,
Please
Chris.
be right,
Close
Chris.
to 62. Last one. Alan's probably going to get this one right. He's a hit doctor. Darren Erstad.
Oh.
Yeah, come on there, hit nurse.
I feel like we were watching him not too long ago.
Hey, are you going
I
to
don't
turn on
know,
your
though.
studio lights today?
I
during
really
your show?
don't know. 43?
I wanted to say 43.
Sounds about right. I'll say 44 just to be different.
42.
Dave's close is 51.
Whoa.
Really?
Yeah, wow. Studio lights coming on?
Why do you have that smirk?
What? Because why do you have studio lights?
I didn't even bring them up here.
No, but you're the only one who uses them.
I don't use them.
Oh, you don't? Oh, I was told you use them.
We've used them before.
Oh,
and what's
well.
the problem with using them?
I'm just
this
asking
is the problem
why.
with radio.
I'm just asking why.
You gotta evolve. You gotta evolve, Dave.
Why not use one of them? Okay, if we're going to do that, let's get a disco ball.
Turn the lights on.
Carry me home. Blink-182. All right, real quick. Tease the first segment.
Yeah, so the one
On
thing.
the move. Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings